before we do the intro, Mason, got a bit of a surprise for everybody because it's 500 episodes.
Is this a surprise?
Yeah, this is the surprise, just me doing this.
Okay.
But I have an additional surprise.
Wow.
Somebody by the name of Derpson P. Derp has actually edited together all 499, I guess, episodes of the show into one super episode, if you will.
That sounds super.
He's actually managed to sync up the intro song 499 times. So I thought maybe we'll do that as a bit of a retrospective of all the amazing journeys that we've been on.
Listen close, folks.
Listen close. Here we go.
Next up, the Pet Shop Boys.
Whenever you see it on television.
Still gets an episode though. You'll need
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday, and with me, as always, is my co-host for the 497th time. It's Nick Mason, or 498. I've missed a few.
That's right. That was very industrial.
It is, isn't it?
Very industrial rock and metal and so forth.
Would you like to hear what some of the 499 episodes combined sound like?
Just somewhere in the middle? Just.
Yeah, I'll just play from now. Here we go.
Yeah, great.
Sounds like the start of a soccer riot.
Yeah, it sounds like the Foley for like a protest in the city or something before Daniel Day-Lewis stands up to talk about how the gangs of New York are going to rise, you know?
Oh, no, are they?
Yeah, they're going to rise, I'm afraid.
Oh, no, Mason.
Anyway, it's great to be here.
Isn't it
How many times? And people are wondering what special things we're going to do for episode 500. And the answer is maybe it'll be on the social media. Just an amazing thing we did.
Oh, yeah, we did do something amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So check out our Instagrams and et cetera, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
We've gone all out. Just like a couple that's been together for 25
Too
years.
long.
Too long. I was going to pick a number, but too long. And then she's like, what should we do? I don't know. Just,
we have to acknowledge, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes. Anyways, Mason, we do have news this week.
That's right.
We're going to talk about Daredevil being retooled and the state of Marvel at the moment. We're going to talk about the tracking numbers for the Marvels. We're going to talk about the Rocketeer returning.
Ooh, and maybe we had something to do with it. We didn't.
Maybe we did. We're going to talk about the direction that A24 are taking into bigger budget properties. We're going to talk a couple of big trailers, including Invincible Season 2, and a whole lot of Aquaman 2 reports that is just... nothing appears to be helping that movie, Mason.
I think it'll still make $1 billion.
I think it won't. And then, of course, there's a few things we want to take care of. We did promise we're going to be doing Snake Eyes for episode 500. That will be happening. But before we talk about that, we're going to go through the best and worst movies from 2013 when we started to 2022. We're not doing this year because not all the movies are out yet, and we also have to do an episode like that specifically at the end of the year. So
that's true.
We'll keep everybody waiting for that.
We don't want to use up all our juice.
Exactly.
Here's a bit of sad news, James.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you saw this, but...
what is it?
It's legendary American comic artist and writer Keith Giffen passed away.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. So I would say probably best known, he worked on Legion of Superheroes. He worked on Justice League Europe and Justice League International.
Ooh.
Great artist, great writer, very, very irreverent. Just
Worked on the Blue Beetle.
He did work on the Blue Beetle. Yeah. I'll just find his final. He passed away, but he left a final Facebook post posthumously. He was asked to pass along, and I'll find it real quick.
What do I do?
You stand there.
Okay. I can
stand there. You have to
stand. Oh, okay. I'm just going to stand up, everybody.
I found it all right.
No.
You don't have to stand.
I'm standing up.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay. So Keith Giffen's last Facebook post, I told them I was sick, anything not to go to New York Comic Con. Thanks, Keith Giffen, 1952 to 2023. Wahahaha.
That's great.
So that's great.
I'm sitting down again, everybody. I hated that. I hated doing that.
I thought it was cool.
And anything for Keith, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Including standing up, which I hate.
What should you check? I'm just trying to think of...
You did a Lobo run?
He did a Lobo run. I would say check out any of his Justice League Europe. He did with J.M. DeMatteis, any of his Justice League stuff, so Justice League Europe and Justice League International. He did a short comic book called Trencher, which I remember reading as a kid in like the early 90s. And it's like he's like a zombie kind of mummy-looking guy called Trencher, and he exterminates souls that have been wrongly brought back to life. It's kind of it's
sounds like the movie R.I.P.D.
It is a little bit like R.I.P.
And probably its sequel.
Yeah,
with the guy from
exactly
Burn
right.
Notice.
Yeah. Anyway, R.I.P.
Yeah, rad and cool stuff, Mason. Now, you might have seen this week the negotiations between the Actors Union and various Hollywood studios have broken down again.
Oh, yes.
Which is good, I feel. Just, I mean, you're already winning. You may as well
Right.
just keep it going. You know,
The Writers Guild, they got what they wanted. Keep it going.
No, absolutely. Yes, that's all good stuff. But as a result of all of these things in a new direction for Marvel, the Wrap are reporting that Daredevil, the series, is being retooled. So there's a bit of information here, Mason. For those who don't know, there were 3 series of Daredevil on Netflix, and there was various spin-offs, including The Defenders, and there was probably another thing. So it was in She-Hulk recently, but they're basically taking some elements of that original show, some of the actors, and bringing it over to a new series on Disney Plus, which keeps some of the continuity, but not enough where they have to pay the original showrunners.
Right.
That's the idea, right? So it's called Daredevil Born Again as opposed to Daredevil Season 4. So apparently fewer than half of the series' 18 episodes have been shot, but that was enough for Marvel executive including Kevin Feige, to review the footage and come away with a clear-eyed assessment. The show was not working. So
Ouch.
I know. So in late September, Marvel quietly let go of its head writers, Chris Ord and Matt Corman, and also released the directors from the remainder of the season. The studio was now on the hunt for new writers and directors. Sources say that Corman and Ord crafted a legal procedural that did not resemble the Netflix version, known for its action and violence, and Cox didn't even show up in costume until the 4th episode. Now, the rumors was that he was, and this might be a spoiler, but they're changing it, that he retired because Foggy Nelson was killed potentially.
And also Karen, I think, yeah.
I think Karen wasn't mentioned at all.
Oh, okay, right.
So they haven't contacted Deborah Ann Woll about reprising that role or literally anything. And I think here's some insight into kind of how these shows have been operating. So since WandaVision, Marvel apparently didn't commission pilots, but instead shot entire 150 million plus seasons of TV shows on the fly.
Great.
I knew
That's the Marvel method, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I knew they didn't do pilots, but the idea of doing them on the fly is, well, some of them is very evident, I guess. They also didn't hire showrunners, but instead depended on film executives to run the series. And as Marvel does it for movies, it relies on post-production and reshoots to fix what wasn't working. Now, we've, of course, seen that in a number of shows. I think the one where it's most evident is Secret Invasion, which is just a disaster.
And
top to bottom.
Top to bottom, absolutely is. As I understand it, they initially had one of the writers for the TV series, Mr. Robot, for that show, and then they let him go. So I would say of modern prestige television, Mr. Robot is up there. And it's a show about intrigue.
Espionage. And who's who. And
exactly. And they're like, no, we don't want this guy.
Yeah.
So I think it's fascinating now that
we want to punch up in a grey pit.
Exactly. I think it's fascinating that now they've gone, apropos of nothing. It's got nothing to do with the fact that the writers won a bunch of, new rights and new agreements. But we've decided that for our future projects, we're going to hire a showrunner that's an actual writer and not a TV executive or a movie executive who doesn't know what they're talking about.
Interesting creative decision.
Isn't it, though?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's just a weird coincidence.
So apparently it's also revamping its entire development process. So showrunners will now write pilots and show Bibles. I mean, that shit is just like...
You would have thought that's the basics, right?
The days of Marvel shooting an entire series from She-Hulk to Secret Invasion, then looking at what's working and what's not, are done. And that also is good news for anybody in VFX, as opposed to getting you get something and they're like, make this laser happen. And then they're like, actually, we took out the laser. And this whole episode, we're not doing it anymore and we're reshooting
That's right.
it. Whatever.
Yeah. We're doing a new episode. Could you
make it?
Could you make the whole episode? You have to come up with the plot and the lasers.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So the plan is now for the studio to lean into the idea of multi-season serialized TV, because a lot of these feel one and done as well.
Yeah, like Moon Knight. Do you remember Moon Knight?
I remember it. It was fine. Like Hawkeye. I like the idea of one and dones as well.
Yeah.
Like not everything has to be serialized and ongoing forever. That's totally fine with me, but sure. Stepping away from the limited series format that has defined it, Marvel wants to create shows that run several seasons where characters can take time to develop relationships with the audience rather than feeling like they're set up for a big crossover event. Yes.
But personal relationships with the audience, with specific audience members. You buy an NFT, and then it associates you with the characters, and then they shout you out live on the show.
Just a quick question: is there any chance that all my apes are gone if I do this? Or
No,
this is a solid investment.
Yeah, this is solid. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Great, really good stuff. Yeah, just the idea of going into these things blind and just throwing like $150 million
Amazing.
at a show that people don't care about at all
Yeah.
is just incredible.
I've been thinking about it a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't have any, you don't want to voice any of those
No, I
opinions?
decided I had no insights there. No, I don't know. I just think, we talk about, again, we talk about superhero fatigue, and it isn't an issue of.
It's not the superheroes themselves.
It is the idea behind, like, Marvel made Infinity War and Endgame, and each of them made in excess of $1 billion, and they were like the highest grossing movies of the year, and they've become some of the highest grossing movies of all time. And then clearly the people with the money went, oh, so you made one of those in each of those years. Could you make 2 Infinity War and Endgames?
Yeah.
Every year? And they're like, well, it was sort of a culmination of a bunch of stuff over.
We did start in 2008.
Okay, but could you just do it though? Could you just do that? Could you do? And we've talked about how they've ramped up production of stuff, and in previous years it was like 10 hours total of movies and TV shows, but now it's like 50 hours or whatever it is, because it's just like, just ramp up the production, ramp up the marketing, and it'll all be a hit. And it's like,
absolutely,
that's not how any of this works.
I saw a thing, I can't remember where I saw it on Twitter, but it was basically like, it's from Culture Crave. They did it's from the Watch Pod, where they said Marvel Studios thought they put on a banger with Ant-Man 3 and was shocked when it was panned by critics and fans. And I don't understand how you could like see that and go like, yeah, this is...
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Right, but the idea that you look at that and go, that's like anything that...
But I think somebody with money, some investor somewhere went, oh, well, they got an assistant to break down Infinity War and Endgame and went, okay, so there's a big bad guy and he wants to destroy the universe. And there's a big mass battle sequence or whatever. Well, this has got that.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's just as good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. No.
And it is.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
And then the Jonathan Majors thing. Like, it feels directionless. And this kind of leads into, which I don't necessarily think it is, but the way that it is, because I think there is a direction, but it's been a poor kind of like weird wiggly road that I don't want to be on for a lot of it.
Oh, the weird wiggly road of Marvel. That's what they'll call the documentary in a few years' time. Marvel's weird wiggly road.
And again, not to say that
disaster.
Yeah, not to say that there hasn't been like individual movies and episodes that I have liked. But anyway, boxofficepro.com are reporting that the domestic opening for the Marvels is between $50 and $75 million. So the pre-sale trends for the Marvels is currently 42% behind the Eternals, 69% behind Guardians of the Galaxy 3, 72% behind Ant-Man and the Wasp 3.
Oh, no. That's one of the worst ones. That's the one we were talking about earlier.
Saying we didn't like it that much.
I thought it was...
I was fine.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was like an issue of a comic book, and you go, that was fine.
That was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. But
I paid $1.95 for this. You paid $200 million to make it.
Right. Now that's out, I would say like November 10th-ish, maybe?
Yeah, in Australia it's November 9th.
Okay, there you go. Wow. Good to get an early one. But what's wild about that is that they can't promote it properly because of the actors' strike that's happening. I feel like they also haven't really been promoting it regardless.
No, absolutely
I'm not seeing, like, there's the occasional featurette and whatever. But,
that's true, yeah.
But that's really, I don't know anybody who knows anything about this. And the previous one I know, we talked about, the opening of that movie was $153 million. And bearing in mind that came out between Avengers movies.
That's right, exactly.
That's not gonna happen, right? But this is not good either.
Were you going to say dismal?
Well, no, look, considering it probably cost $300 million, then yeah, it is dismal. That's looking at the entire domestic run, it could take between $121 to $189 million, which again could potentially be less than it took in the opening weekend. But yeah, and also I think it looks all right. Like, it could actually be fun, but I also think, like, again, if I wasn't doing it for this show, it's not essential viewing for me at this point.
Absolutely.
Like, I will watch it for this.
Yeah.
And to be fair, my son's like, he wanted to see it, so.
Has he seen any of the previous Captain Marvel stuff?
Ms.
Seen Marvel?
Nothing.
Interesting.
Not a single thing.
He's not going to know. He's not going to know why Ronan the Accuser was replaced by a different accuser.
I'll tell him after the movie.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I mean, thinking about what to show, I think I've talked about this, and it would be, because he's got his own stuff, right? And I don't want to be like...
His own movie production.
Yes, exactly.
Business.
I don't want to be like, here's 24 movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just don't, I don't want to rewatch all of those.
Yeah.
So it would be like, if I was, it'd be like first Iron Man, first Captain America, maybe Thor Avengers.
Yeah. Maybe those ones, and just be like, if you want to watch more...
Probably Guardians.
Yeah. If you want to watch more, they're available, but I can't do it anymore. I'm leaving.
They're all on Disney Plus.
Because you don't want to...
What order are they in? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Some are prequels, some are sequels. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
When did I watch Black Widow? I don't know.
No.
After Civil War, you probably could have. Would make sense.
Yeah.
But
Because you don't want to. First of all, you don't want to force your interest on your kids, but also you don't want to force your interest on your kids if you're not that interested in them anymore.
Exactly. So there you go.
Yeah, well.
Big comic book news.
Was that big comic book news?
Yep.
Was it more comic book movie news?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah. Got some more big comic book news, Mason.
Uh-huh.
So this is obviously as a result of our recent video, but it looks like Disney Plus, this is via the wrap, bringing back The Rocketeer.
Yes.
And we did this.
I think we did it.
Because we did a video on it 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
And it wouldn't have been in the works before that.
Absolutely not.
This is the only reason this is happening.
That's right.
So for those who don't, there seems some of the things that they're resurrecting. One is that it's a reboot.
2, it's the Rocketeer.
2, it's the Rocketeer.
3's got a rocket pack.
3, yep. 4,
4,
no helmet this time.
That's great. That's cool.
Yeah, I know.
That's cool.
Think of all the grass seeds that could go in his eyes. Yeah. So it's going to be Tuskegee Airmen. That was one of the previous stories that they were going to do. And it's going to be, looks like David Oyelowo. How do you pronounce his name?
David Oyelowo.
Thank you. Who was previously attached to be the star, looks to be attached to this. I also think is setting this up as a Disney Plus movie is also being like, I don't think it's going to be a big success.
Right.
I think you could market this and put this out in a way where this could be a successful movie. And I think Disney, they need to do other things that's not Marvel and Star Wars.
Yeah, absolutely. And again,
they just dumped Willow and it's gone, maybe?
I just saw that. I'm like, I hadn't seen the Willow TV series.
I liked it. And I don't like Willow. I mean, I don't care about Willow. I thought it was fun. Yeah.
Because Warwick Davis put out a tweet, I think maybe even today, that was like, how do I tell people that this thing I made isn't around anymore, kind of thing.
Is it really not on there?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Let me check right now.
I was going to say, the thing.
I have to log in.
The thing about.
Hello.
Very sorry to interrupt very quickly.
Hey, by the way, Claire, why don't you say congratulations, 500 episodes, lads?
Whoa, it's today.
Yeah.
Wow, you don't like celebrating anything.
Well, I just thought you'd remember.
Congratulations. I have this present for you.
Don't spoil anything, Claire, but we did a little celebration. So.
I love all the balloons and streamers.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Great, now we're going to have to Photoshop balloons and streamers.
It's such an amazing regular room. You've really redecorated everything.
We like to think so.
I brought all these friends over for you to celebrate.
No, get rid of them.
Get rid of them.
We don't want them. Get rid of one of the dogs, the annoying one. Ollie can stay because she was here for the original.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so thoughts.
Yeah,
Let's
go.
get back on track.
Finally.
Incredible derailment.
It's not there, by the way.
No, it's not. You can get the original movie Willow. Yep. You can get Black Widow. You can get the movie The Owl House.
You can get the movie Iron Will.
You can get the Disney Channel original movie Halloween Town 2 Calabar's Revenge, I think it's called. They've listed Buffy the Vampire Slayer because there's a character called Willow on Buffy.
Oh, that's fun.
So anyway, so it's not on there. So you can watch the original movie Willow. Why not delete both Willows?
Yeah.
Why not? Why are you leaving
What's the benefit?
Why are you leaving a trail of breadcrumbs to the TV series Willow, which apparently people like, but then not have it there?
Do you think it's a result of if they left it there, they'd have to pay people residuals?
Yeah,
now?
that's probably true. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say is the Rocketeer. If you put it out at the movies, maybe that has a decent shelf life. But if you put it out on Disney Plus, like a lot of stuff, maybe people talk about it for a week. Maybe. Or it just appears and then...
What's a Disney Plus movie that you know people talk about still?
Can't think of one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to go to the homepage and see what comes up. Ooh, there's a new...
Whoa, Willow Season 2.
Whoa. Goosebumps.
Ghost
That's right,
Goosebumps.
Ghost Goosebumps.
Ghost Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, anything on Disney Plus that I watch and I go, oh, this is good and memorable is...
Stuff you'd already seen.
Well, stuff I've already seen, but it's...
I mean, I went to the movies.
Yeah, but or it's like Hulu stuff.
Yeah,
It's like Only Murders in the Building, The Bear...
Welcome to Wrexham.
Absolutely.
The Charlie D'Amelio
Justified.
show.
It's just stuff that they've acquired through various things. But there's no I'm not like, ooh, Disney. This is some Disney stuff. I'm not like, ooh, Disney National Treasure TV series.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, Santa Clauses. Ooh, Percy Jackson.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's coming back, isn't it?
Ooh. Ooh, Big Trouble in Little China. Haven't watched that in a while.
Fucking dire.
What?
The situation.
Oh, the situation is Big Trouble in Little China is good.
No, I just made the idea of like, I mean, it seems obvious, but like, you build brands, right? That's what they do. Build some brands.
We don't know, James. Maybe this is a real master stroke. You know,
Maybe it is.
Maybe they're.
Apparently, Bob Iger is he's swamped at the moment. I saw a thing where he didn't. He didn't know the extent of the damage that happened at Disney Plus. But it's like, dude, surely you realize that you were responsible for some of this. Like, it was all going this way before you left.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Ooh, I'm swamped. We're all swamped, Bob Iger.
Yeah, but he's more swamped.
He's got to sometimes answer an email, or he's sometimes got to dictate a response to an email to one of his assistants. That's swamped.
That's swamped, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was the section that's swamped.
Baby.
Let's talk about this. It's by the wrap. I don't know whether this is good news or not.
Then it's bad news.
Yeah, you're probably right. A24, the film and television production.
Oh, it's bad news. I've also read this piece of news, and it's bad news.
And distribution company largely known for putting out smaller budget character focused projects is beginning to search for more commercial movies and shows to distribute. They want to de-emphasize the traditional character / auteur driven dramas. Now,
so they were the company who distributed or helped, had a hand in producing, for example, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Uncut Gems, Midsommar, Lady Bird, Moonlight, HBO's Euphoria,
Talk to the Hand.
Talk to the Hand, exactly right.
They did recently, yeah.
Yeah.
So their business model seems to be they'll take an indie project either that they'll fund or purchase.
Yes.
It costs $5, maybe $20 million, and then it will make like 80.
Nowhere in between. It's got to cost either $5 or $20 million.
That's right. And then it will make like $80 million, right? And and their profits are the reason is that oh no, Mason. Yes. I just realized I've run out of podcast energy.
And words. You've run out of words, and that's essential for a podcast. Should we just wrap it up here forever?
I think this is it. I think this is it, Mason.
Do you think
Mason, I'm sliding down onto the floor.
Oh, he's shriveling like an old balloon. I'd have to sweep that up and put it in the bin.
Their bread and butter is like mid-budget stuff that doesn't need to make $1 billion.
The old school model of filmmaking.
Yeah. But
yes,
I saw people say things like, "Give them Judge Dredd." You know, give them Bloodshot.
Okay.
You know, do
Who's saying? No one said give them Bloodshot.
I'm saying
not even the creator of Bloodshot said give them Bloodshot.
I think the creator of Bloodshot would want that actually, but I think there are some kind of mid-budget, kind of properties and they didn't necessarily have to be superhero.
Yeah.
That you could give them that I feel like they could maybe do something interesting with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm saying I don't necessarily think it's bad news. I would hate if their focus went strictly to that. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Look, here's the thing. That sounds like it could be good, and why not branch out to more commercial action flicks and movies based on existing IP? But what you also need to know is that last March, Manhattan-based equity firm Stripes paid $225 million for around 10% of A24. But that's why they're doing this.
But that's unrelated, right?
It's probably unrelated.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. So I thought it was good news all around.
Yeah, no.
But you've soured that a little bit for me.
Yeah. Putting the studio's overall valuation in the ballpark of $2.5 billion. A24's apparent pivot, sources told The Wrap, is partly due to their need to keep up with this massive appraisal. So now they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They need to. Profit forever. Yeah. Infinite increase in profit, exponential forever.
Infinite exponential growth
forever.
Is the name. And that was a segment of the show called Infinite Exponential Growth Forever.
And we love it.
And I've reinflated because of all the potential brands.
Oh, my God, yes, please.
I'm more inflated than ever, Mason.
It's terrific.
My skin is so taut.
So, yeah, look, who knows where this is going to end, but...
Bad?
Maybe bad. Maybe they're going to hollow this thing out and...
Oh, well. We'll always have Disney+. Mason.
Yes.
Trailers ahoy.
Mason, trailers ahoy.
Mason trailers. Ahoy. Mason trailers. Ahoy. Mason trailers. Ahoy.
Mason trailers ahoy.
Got a couple of new ones. We've got another look at Monarch Legacy of Monsters.
That's right.
Some early reviews have come out and said this is very good and fun.
Nice.
So those people who don't know, it is a Godzilla universe prequel series that's set within the current US Monsterverse.
That's right.
You got your King Kongs. You got your John Goodmans.
That's right. One of the most famous monsters.
It looks terrific.
Yeah.
I mean, Apple, like the money... I don't know what they're doing differently than everybody else, but their allocation of like resources in terms of just how things look,
Yeah, sure. Mhm.
it's just phenomenal stuff.
Again, that's that. I would love to. Is there some sort of document? Is there some insiders look into how Apple does this thing? Are they doing the opposite of Marvel? Are they filming a thing and knowing exactly where the effects are going to go? So
planning, thinking about something ahead.
thinking ahead, planning ahead. Is that
Interesting.
something Apple does? Thinking ahead, you know?
I think when you look at their output, then yes, yeah,
Yeah,
I assume.
yeah.
So yeah, there you go. I don't really have anything else to say about or to it,
Okay, great.
but Godzilla, man.
Yeah, Godzilla, man. Yeah,
And
yeah.
they need Godzilla to save the world again or something,
They do.
to smash up a city in a big fight.
And they've got someone's uncovered some secret Monarch records, and they're like,
They found some microfilm. Do you
"Oh,
think?
it's paper, I think."
Oh my god, they found some.
Maybe
That's boring.
Right?
Let's shuffle through
And
documents.
they'd be like, "Look at this microfilm. How are we going to do that? We could go to the microfilm reader at the library. They don't
what are
do
you
that
saying?
anymore."
Listen to yourself.
Right? I'll take a photo of it with my phone, and AI will fill in what it doesn't look like.
That's right, exactly.
It'll just fill in what it thinks is there.
We got the full trailer for Invincible Season 2.
Yeah.
Which I'm very excited about. Now, recently, I think it was Robert Kirkman came out and said they'll probably do about 7 or 8 seasons of this.
Wow.
That'll incorporate the entire run. And I think this is going to be split into 2. And I think they're well ahead on the next
Right.
season.
Okay.
See, Apple and Amazon, they know how to treat you right.
For now.
They know how
We
to
need to be
treat
clear.
consumers right, Mason.
For now.
No, forever.
Oh, forever,
They've
that's
always
great.
had a good track record.
So we should just unquestionably consume.
Correct.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so easy for me.
I know.
Because I've already signed up and put in my password, so I don't have to do it again.
Effortless.
Oh, this is great. This is tremendous.
Anyway, Invincible, genuinely good show and comic. You should read it if you haven't. Apparently, they're going to do less Invincible getting beaten up this season.
There seemed to be quite a bit of it, though.
Yeah,
In this trailer
it's
still.
still happening. If you know anything
Yeah.
about Invincible, he does get beat up a lot.
Yeah.
Which I like. So the focus this time around, and I don't know whether it'll be the second part of the season as well, but there's a multidimensional villain called Angstrom Levy, or Levy, he's a prominent villain from the comics.
Yes.
This is a slight spoiler, but it is in the trailer where he basically taps into the multiverse and tries to absorb all the different versions of himself in one
Right.
to use his knowledge to take over, etc. and whatever. And then that's what happens and things. And
Whoa.
this isn't really in the trailer, so I'm not going to spoil it, but maybe he brings over some other people from different universes,
Us?
etc. He brings us over.
For our 500th episode.
That's right.
Spectacular. Is that what we're doing?
That's right.
That's great.
I know. It's nice of him to do so.
Let me ask you this, James.
Yeah.
I don't think I've finished all of Invincible, the comic book series, but I know you did.
I did.
So there's some parts in this trailer where there appears to be an evil Invincible,
Yeah.
and he's on the big screens, and he's like, I'm taking over.
Or is it
the whole-"
regular Invincible?
Ah.
Who knows? Who knows?
Well, you know.
No, I do know.
Is
Do
this-
you want me to
is
tell
this-
you?
Has he gone evil? Is it a ruse?
I can't tell you, my son.
Okay.
But I can tell you.
But this isn't original content for the show.
No, this is all.
Okay,
this
right.
is- I mean, it's variations on, but this is
Right. Okay.
from the There's a guy that I really there's a guy who turns up from his father's planet, Voltramite or whatever, and he's like an old guy and he's got one arm and he's like got one eye and he's bald, and they have this like knockdown drag out brawl. Did you ever read that one? Just this.
I don't think so, no.
Like the biggest lunatic from their planet
great.
shows up, and
they're all lunatics.
Yeah, I know, but he's like the biggest. I can't
Does he
remember
have a
his name.
mustache?
Yeah, they all have mustaches, but it's insane, and
Okay.
I cannot wait to see that. It might
How
be on
many
the
seasons in do you think
It
that'll
might be the second half of this.
Okay.
It's to the point where he can't handle it. Like he's not because he does get stronger.
Yeah,
but
right.
he's not like he's way not
Interesting.
ready for it.
Okay. No, so Robert Kirkman said he's going to get 7 or 8 seasons out
Yeah.
of this. I mean, bearing in mind, Robert Kirkman is also the man behind The Walking Dead,
Yep.
which has had 1 million seasons, and I think it has like 3 spin-offs happening
Yes.
currently. So I guess if anybody in Hollywood has the track record to go, we need to get 7 or 8 seasons out of this. Let's make that happen.
But
I guess
also-
it's him. But do you think we'll get?
The Walking Dead comic is not the show.
No, that's true, yeah.
They deviate fairly quickly because of like Frank Darabont was fired. It was a whole thing,
right.
and this all happened like 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what they're doing. But like, then there's a lot of stuff that they just haven't done or they've loosely kind of touched on. Like in the original, his wife and baby get machine gunned as they're fleeing a prison.
Okay.
Um,
Is
Rick's-
this pre-zombies?
No, this is zombie related.
Okay.
Carl in the show is dead.
Not Carl.
Where in the it's his son. Whereas in the comic he's not.
Oh, okay.
For a time. It's finished. And they're now reissuing it in color because originally it's a black and white comic
right.
in there.
Because we read the first run for our
I've read the
comic
whole
book club.
Well.
Because now there's because there was Walking Dead and then there was Fear with the Walking Dead. Are they finished?
Yeah, apparently season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead just completely altered the direction of the show and people turned on it. But now there's
Daryl Dixon.
Daryl Dixon, there's Rick Grimes spin-off.
There's
another thing.
There's The Walking Dead Dead City.
Yeah, and that's
but
the
I
one
would have
with
called
Negan,
it The Walking Dead Walkable City.
Oh, very
doesn't that
walkable.
sound lovely?
15-minute city.
Oh my god! You just walked out your local cafe, get a coffee.
Yeah, and it's
Oh my
reasonably
God.
priced, right?
Yeah, sounds lovely.
Yeah, it does sound good. Yeah, so there you go.
How did Daryl Dixon get to France? I wonder. Probably a boat.
Probably a boat.
Yeah, probably a boat.
It would have been a boat. So that's November 3rd. So that's coming up hot and fast.
And fresh.
And fresh, hopefully. Anyway, we've got to do this Aquaman 2 news, Mason.
Okay.
We have to.
We have to do the
So,
Aquaman 2 news.
Variety confirmed a bunch of this. Whether or not how much of this is true, but this is leaked court documents from the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial, which I have no desire to go into.
We're not
in any length.
We're not gonna. We don't want to talk about it.
Yep.
We don't want anybody to talk at us about it.
Fuck off. So basically, they describe a hostile set where an allegedly intoxicated Jason Momoa dressed up like Depp and pushed to have Heard booted from her role of the aquatic superhero Mera. Jason wanted me fired, the note said. Jason was drunk, late on set, dressing like Johnny, has all the rings too. Now, a DC spokesperson has pushed back on this characterization, saying Jason Momoa conducted himself in a professional manner at all times on the set of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
We were having a Pirates of the Caribbean theme costume party.
Well, others echo
Only Jason was invited.
Others echo the sentiment, saying Jason worked his ass off, likes to have a beer once in a while, like everyone, but doesn't.
You ain't wrong, brother.
Doesn't show up drunk, and he isn't dressing like Johnny Depp. He always dresses in that bohemian style.
Yeah, he does, doesn't
That
he?
is hard to argue with.
Yeah,
it's,
right.
It's a real. There's a real ambiguity there.
Yeah. This is a real. If the glove don't fit, he must acquit
And
kind
the
of
Heard
situation.
ambiguity.
Oh,
Thank you. Just throwing in some light-hearted punnery.
That's great. Yeah, no. If you want to give anybody a get out of jail free card, it's Jason Momoa does dress in that kind of way, doesn't he?
He does dress like a fancy genie. The notes also painted a picture of Heard feeling unsupported by the film's director, James Wan, and was treated like a pariah because of her high-profile legal battle with her ex-husband. That's something that
Who's her ex-husband?
Jonathan Depp.
Ah,
Yeah. You remember?
yes.
That's something that James Wan has denied, I believe, or the studio came out and said. And apparently following Aquaman's release in 2018, the studio and Wan decided to drop the actress from the sequel due to a lack of chemistry with Momoa. I don't remember there being an incredible chemistry between the two, if I'm honest, but I don't remember a lot of that movie. I remember there was an octopus playing the drums and Julie Andrews played a giant crab, maybe.
That's true,
There's
yeah.
not a lot else I remember about that movie.
Do you remember the part where Mira eats a flower?
No.
Interesting.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
Cool.
Because I only remember it because in the Little Mermaid movie, the most recent one, she
Yeah.
also eats a flower. And I'm like, okay, was the reference to Mira eating the flower a reference to the original Little Mermaid, the animated one? Did she eat a flower in that?
No idea.
The answer is I don't know.
We're never going to know.
We're never going to know.
Remember, and this is something we also don't want to discuss.
That's right.
Do not add us with this information. Mm-hmm. Now, ultimately, apparently the studio never pulled the trigger on firing Heard because her former boyfriend
That's where I was going with this. Who's a former boyfriend? Who is it,
Elon
Joe?
Musk.
Elon Musk. There we go.
had one of his litigators send a scorched earth letter to Warner Brothers threatening to burn the house down if the actress wasn't brought back for the sequel. So the source familiar with the behind-the-scenes battle. Warner Brothers caved and moved forward with Heard. I feel like he doesn't have that kind of sway now. If he was like, did that now, people would be like, no.
Give us $1 million and we'll think about it.
Yeah.
We've thought about it? No. But we're keeping the $1 million.
So that's all a thing that's been happening. And that's great.
It's pretty cool.
Anyway, that movie looks to be a disaster on all fronts. Beginning to end, top to bottom.
I would love to do any kind of news on this podcast about a superhero movie that doesn't, or TV series that doesn't end in, well, this looks like it's probably going to be a disaster.
Yeah, Invincible 2.
Yeah, okay, that was pretty
Season
good.
2.
That's pretty good.
Rocketeer. Disney Plus.
That's going to be a disaster, James. It's going to be a disaster. We know this.
Daredevil being retooled. No one's getting paid. What do you think?
It sounds great, yeah.
I don't want it to go this way, Mason.
neither do
Believe
I.
me. I
Yeah.
agree with you. I want to be excited for things.
God, let's find a thing we can be excited. Keith Giffen died. I can't be excited about that.
I got one. Last bit of news.
Okay.
Variety reporting that none of the actors from 2017's and I guess 2020's Zack Snyder's Justice League, either Justice League movie, including Gal Gadot, will return in the DCU.
Is this our famous segment? Oh no, that's devastating news.
Yes. Oh no, that's devastating news.
Hang on, let me. Give me the line again.
None of the actors from 2017's Justice League, including Gal Gadot, will return in the DCU.
Oh no, that's devastating news.
You don't care at all.
Correct.
I think, and we already know that they've basically said that Aquaman 2 does not count.
Right.
I mean, they didn't do that for Blue
Yeah.
Beetle, and they marketed Flash like the reboot into the new universe.
Even though I guess it's not even really a reboot because we're probably not even.
Yeah.
They're gonna insist we don't think about anything prior to the.
And Jason Momoa is Lobo. Like, that's probably a thing. I think at this point, then, yeah, you just... And again, I like her as Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Let's clean slate, you
Yeah.
know? That's okay.
I want to see some fresh faces.
Yeah. Who do you want to see as Wonder Woman?
David Cornsweat.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
He's a
right.
good Superman, I think.
I think
potentially.
so too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who's good? Who's good in things?
There's no way of knowing, is there?
No, who's new? Who's hot and new? And
We
now?
don't know because they're too new, and I don't know anybody who's new. Everybody's
Exactly.
got
I would have picked David Cornsweat.
Well.
I would have picked that guy in a million. I don't know who that is.
Where did they see him originally? He was in.
I don't know.
He was in some old timey stuff. Was he in The Crown?
It was probably in an old-timey thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So it'll be somebody we don't know. I mean, Gal Gadot was that. I didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, Fast and Furious, and I'm like, what does that mean? Which one? When? Yeah.
Great point.
Great point from me. Should we move it along?
Yeah. Okay. Before we do that, James, here's a little free promo
Okay.
for some people who aren't us.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's right. Well, we can't promo ourselves because we're already on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We were both on the 400th episode of our friend Andy and Al's podcast.
Boy, were
Two
we.
in the Think Tank. So Two in the Think Tank is a podcast, if you haven't listened to it, where every week they try to come up with 5 sketch ideas. But for the 400th episode, they decided they'd come up with 400 sketch ideas.
Exactly.
And they sat in a room at Stupid Old Studios with cameras on them and decided to see how long
For
that would
20
take.
hours.
For 20 hours, they did it. Spoiler alert. And with a bunch of guests. So that's all available on the Stupid Old channel on YouTube. And if you want to jump to us, we're at about the 6-hour mark. But I reckon just block out 20 hours for yourself.
I mean,
and just
you
watch
could.
the whole thing, yeah. Or jump
Chip
around.
away at it,
All
yeah.
the guests are time coded.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't sure I could make it, but I mean, I always say that for everything. I'm never sure I can make anything, but I'm really glad I did. It was a lot of fun. Those guys are always a blast.
before this podcast, every time you're like, no, I'm not sure I can make it this time.
I don't know about this one.
Maybe I'll just die. Maybe I'll just die.
Maybe I'll wither away.
Maybe I'll record this podcast from heaven. You say every time.
Would you miss me then? Correct. That's what I do. Yeah.
And then you shrivel up like an old balloon.
All right, now we should move it along.
I think so too.
Well, since we've done 10 years of podcast.
Well.
Thank you. We thought we'd do, as mentioned up top, we're going to go through each year of the 10 years we've been doing this, except for this year,
right.
which we will do towards the end of this year, not to complicate things. We're going to go through the best and worst. And
James. If we did this year's at the end of this episode,
Yeah.
we could just cut and paste it.
Oh, yeah.
The last episode of the year, we don't have to do any work.
That's a great point.
Do any work.
You know what we should have done also?
Cut this out. Don't tell listeners that we're just going to cut and paste. Cut and paste. We'll put it in the end of last.
But what we could have done also, and we haven't, and we should have, is this should have been like a clip show.
Could have been a clip show.
I mean, we do a clip show at the end of the year, but we could have just copied and pasted the clip show.
James.
Yeah.
Let's just stop recording now and delete this episode.
And walk into the ocean.
Then we'll get a clip show put together.
Okay.
Then we'll do the clip show now.
Collings will do it.
And then we'll put the clip show at the end of the year as well.
My goodness.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that. So yeah, we're going to go through the best and worst of each year, and then they're just a movie. And the bonus thing, so we're going to do best, worst, what was just ended up being a movie, and
Okay,
whatever.
yes.
And then what a weird thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it might be like a weird movie, an attempt at a franchise, a trend that didn't take off.
A game is on.
The game is on. Just a strange thing that happened that year.
nice.
You know?
Nice.
And I feel like that does get
Like
hard-
clowns.
Like clowns,
When
exactly.
was clowns? I'm going to Google when clowns was.
2016, I want to say.
Yeah, it might have been about 2016.
Yeah. So let's start, Mason.
Go on.
2013.
All
We're a
right.
younger man, but not by much. And we were like, what's happening in the world? Here's some things that happened in the year, some movies that I think are some of the best.
All right.
Here we go. Prisoners.
Which one was that?
That was the
Brian
one with-
Cox. Is Brian Cox?
No,
in
that's
that?
the one with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's like,
Oh.
tell me what happened, Paul Dano or whatever. Do you
yeah.
remember Prisoners?
Nope.
Is it Denis Villeneuve did that one? Or who did that one? Who did that one? This is a great start.
This is an incredible start. I would say it's a bad start, but it's roughly on par of most of the segments.
is how we started the
This
show.
type of segment that we do, yeah.
It is Denis Villeneuve.
Love that.
Yeah, it's an amazing thriller. It's very good. Yeah, it's got David Dashmalchian, so is that good enough for you? Is that good enough for you, Mason?
He's recently become the spokesman for a range of like reasonably priced caskets. Did you know that?
What's a casket?
Casket, like a
thing you,
coffin.
you die and you lie in
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because apparently, like, it's a
I
company.
mean, it's an expensive.
That's what I'm saying.
Pursuit dying.
The people were like, "Oh, isn't this funny?" on the internet, but it's like apparently because that sort of stuff is really, really expensive, and they're like very reasonably priced. And he's like, "I'm aboard with that."
Okay.
It's like it's an odd endorsement, but I'm like,
Hey, why
good for
not?
him. He's great
Anyway, that's the first
for
movie.
now.
Yes.
Unless he gets cancelled.
That's right.
In which case, we never liked him.
The movie Enemy people love. That's another Jake Gyllenhaal special. I've never seen it. I put that on here because I know people love it. Frozen.
Oh, I have seen Enemy. It's like he meets his doppelganger.
Yeah,
It's a doppelganger
exactly.
situation. I've seen that.
And there was another similar one with Jesse Eisenberg where he also met. I think
Double.
that's called The Double.
The
Yeah.
Double,
I was going to say The Doppelganger. Frozen. It was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I know you don't think so, but a lot of people love that movie actually.
Okay.
And it kicked off a new era of Disney Renaissance, Mason.
Whoa.
So I know you don't love it, and maybe I think Moana is better, and I think Tangled is better.
Wow.
I think
but they
Moana-
didn't come out in 2013.
They didn't. That's right. Yeah. World War Z. I think it's interesting because it should have been an absolute disaster.
That feels like a 2008 movie.
No, Mason. Well, they probably started filming then because they retooled the entire thing. Pacific Rim. Remember that was a thing?
Yeah.
People were very excited, and then came out, and it was all right, I thought.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you think it was all right?
Yeah. I do think it was all right.
Gravity. Remember Gravity?
I do. Sandra Bullock was in it.
Yeah.
Some people I know did Gravity the musical.
Oh, yeah?
That's probably on YouTube if you want to check.
No, thanks.
don't
I'll
worry
just watch
about
the
it.
movie.
Yeah, great.
But I never loved Gravity.
Wow. And
As a concept.
And yet you've put it in your list of best
This isn't
movie.
just about me. This is for everybody. I'm deciding what everybody thinks the best movie is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Man of Steel. I don't think that's the best movie of the year, but I put it in here.
You sure
Someone
did.
will fucking complain about it, but it's in here. This is the end. That's a movie. It's a movie, Mason.
Now, This Is the End was the one where all the celebs.
Yeah.
It was they were playing fictionalized
What was the
versions of
Edgar Wright
themselves.
one again?
The World's End.
When was that? When did that come out? It's the same year?
Maybe.
Might have been. That might have been 24. No, it was 2013. There you go. Two of them in the 1 year.
Oh,
I
my
never would have
God.
thought of such a thing.
Wow.
Wolf of Wall Street. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
People also took the wrong message.
Yeah.
Which is be a
They're
bad,
like, yeah.
be a bad guy.
Like, why is this glamorized? Why is this guy?
Yeah.
What is yeah.
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 And Snowpiercer.
When did the movie Her come out? Was that 2013?
That was 2015 or 16. I think this is on.
It was 2013.
Was it?
It was 2013.
Well, then I feel like a right Pratt, don't I?
And you should.
A right Chris
You
Pratt.
should, because that got 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
All right, what do we
And
pick?
4 out of 5 on Letterboxd.
Wow, what are you picking from that for the best movie? I'm going to say Prisoners, actually. Prisoners is incredible, and I will watch it again.
Okay.
It's a harrowing affair,
Yeah.
if you don't mind such a thing.
I do mind it.
Hugh Jackman does an incredible performance.
Interesting. I'm going to go with the movie Her,
Okay,
because I thought it was good.
because you liked it about love and whatever.
Yeah, love and so forth.
But don't you think it was maybe like indicative of where the future is because about AI and whatever? But maybe that's why you like it.
James, 2013, you've left off a lot of good
I know
stuff.
I have. But so-
Kick-Ass 2,
No.
The Wolverine,
Yeah, obviously didn't put that in.
The To-Do List, which is probably
That's all
about
right. That's all
banging.
right. Yeah, that's all right.
Red 2, Retired Extremely Dangerous 2,
No, Mason.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I mean, I feel bad for Bruce
G.I.
Willis.
Joe Retaliation.
Again, these are movies I didn't put in on purpose.
Wow, interesting. Oblivion, Pain and Gain.
I've never seen Pain and Gain, and I did like Oblivion.
Pain and Gain is good.
Well, Oblivion, the director of Oblivion did Top
A
Gun
Good
Maverick.
Day to Die Hard, a real Bruce Willis.
Shocking movie.
Yeah.
Shocking, dreadful movie.
The Hunger Games Catching Fire.
No.
Wow.
Though that is starting this week.
After
We're
Earth.
talking
Oh, that year was the After Earth
about- Yeah, this is
Oblivion
what I'm
double
saying.
bill.
Worst movies, right? The Starving Games.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Hunger Games, they used to do those spoofs.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but of what I have seen, atrocious.
Okay.
Movie 43, which is notoriously one of the worst movies ever made. It's one of those vignettes where it's a bunch of like comical
Yeah.
scenarios with many celebrities in it.
yeah.
Hugh Jackman goes on a date with Halle Berry and he's got literal testicles on his chin. Do you remember?
Yeah, big year for Hugh Jackman as well.
After Earth, R.I.P.D.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the worst of those? I've only seen R.I.P.D. of those,
Yeah.
actually. I haven't seen the other ones. But I'm still going to give it to the Starving Games.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give it to R.I.P.D.
Okay. Why don't
do
we
you
do
think
just
about
a
that?
movie? I've only got here. I've got more in the other years, but Thor: The Dark World and Iron Man 3, I feel like Thor: The Dark World's very just a movie, right?
Oh, The Double and Enemy came out the same year.
Double and Enemy?
The Double.
Double and Enemy.
Double and Enemy.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
What do you think's just a movie from this era?
Of those two?
Oh, any. It can be. Doesn't have to be.
Oh,
those.
here's one that I think was just a movie.
Yeah.
Oz the Great and Powerful.
I thought that was okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a Sam Raimi kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
It is James Franco, which doesn't help.
Yeah, maybe my memory has been coloured by the fact that this was 100 years ago. But this was American Hustle and also Wolf of Wall Street.
I didn't see American
What a
Hustle.
year.
Yeah, I know.
What about the Mortal Instruments City of Bones? I'm thinking of
City on Wheels?
City on Wheels.
Yeah, I don't know what that one is.
Okay,
I mean,
right.
I've heard of it, but I don't know it.
Oh, Elysium. James, what a year for movies.
Okay, the thing about Elysium is
Yes.
I always think...
This is going to take 4 hours.
I
by the
know,
way.
this is great. I always think Elysium's great. And then I watch it and I'm like, I think is it great? I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's on par with District 9.
On par?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
A golf term on this show?
That's right.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely bogeyed. District 9.
Would you give it a hole in one?
Yep.
Or to a lesser extent, a hole in two? That's where you hit the ball twice.
Okay. Oh, it's you hit it and then you run up to it in midair and you hit it again. That's golf's alley oop. The hole in two.
You think it's as good?
Yeah. I
All
think
right,
it is.
okay. I think it's, yeah.
Star Trek Into Darkness. Worst
Oh,
movie
fuck,
of the
I
year.
forgot that
you
one.
forgot that one.
How did that not go on here?
I don't know, but that's the worst movie of the year. Sorry, everyone.
That movie sucks so bad.
What
Yeah.
did I say? I don't know what I said there. I don't know if I said R.I.P.D. But
What's really funny is, do you remember when we recently did the RoboCop movies, and when we talked about RoboCop 2014, Peter Weller, we put this part at the start, which I asked Ben and Lawrence to put in, where Peter Weller is talking about why you shouldn't reboot RoboCop and some things, you know, it's the perfect movie in the perfect time and whatever. But if you look behind him, he's at the Star Trek Into Darkness premiere.
no.
So it's like, come on, what are we doing here?
was he in a Star Trek?
Yeah, he's in that one.
Is he?
Yeah, he's in that. He's like one of the evil commanders or whatever.
that'll do it.
Or one of the guys.
But in terms of just a movie,
Yeah.
now you've got Iron Man 3 here.
Iron Man 3 is not just a movie because it's doing some things, I feel.
That's what
right?
I'm saying. Like,
even if I don't like it.
We've somewhat recently done a reevaluation of that,
Yeah.
and I think I don't love that movie necessarily, but also there are action sequences. Some of the action sequences are a little light on, or just like not hugely imaginative. But there is that sequence where he saves all the people that are falling out of the plane, and I think that's incredible. And you don't really see that
No.
in superhero
And they
movies.
did it for reals,
currently.
a lot of that.
They did
as
it
well?
for reals.
All right, fine.
Yeah,
Then it's Thor.
and it's Thor. So, sorry, Thor.
Sorry, Thor 2.
Yeah.
But I've written here, like, what a weird thing. I've put Jack the Giant Slayer, directed by Bryan Singer, and Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Because there was that window where they were like, what if fairy tales
We're free to license. And we don't have to pay anybody for the copyright.
Yeah.
And we can just do that and no one can stop
And we can
us.
call it grim and new.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think that was a weird, strange era of
Yeah.
like, what if Little Red Riding Hood, but she has a crossbow or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I
That'd
don't-
be badass.
That would be badass. So that was a weird trend that they tried to get happening.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, joint winner there.
Yeah, joint
Both of
winners,
those two.
two weird things.
2014, James.
Here we go.
List of you. This is the list of that you've come up with.
This is some of the things that I've come up with. These are more extensive. That one was crazy. Light, that list.
The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Nightcrawler, Chef, It Follows, Whiplash,
Whiplash.
The Grand Budapest Hotel, Edge of Tomorrow. Oh, this is a good list.
Good year, yeah.
John Wick 1,
Yep.
number 1.
John Wick 1 what?
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
The Guest,
Yep.
Ex Machina, The Lego Movie, Godzilla, Interstellar, Paddington, Kingsman, Gone Girl, The Intimidation Game. Who was in that? Was that a Cumberbatch?
That was Cumberbatch, yeah.
Okay, right. God, this is a good list.
I completely agree.
This list is so good, James, that I'm not going to immediately go to Google and Google 2014 movies to find better movies.
Because it's good enough?
To be like, James, why didn't you include these movies?
Okay.
Why didn't you, in your research, include these movies when I didn't do any research? You know?
I'm going to do a quick shout out, if you
Yes.
don't mind. I don't know if it's the best movie, but if you haven't seen The Guest, it's Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens, yeah.
You've seen The Guest,
I have
where
seen
he's
The Guest,
like just watch The Guest.
This guy shows up at your house.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
He's a guest.
Yeah.
Let him in. He's nice.
Yeah.
Is he? Sometimes. Just leave him alone. Yeah, really good if you haven't seen it.
But is it as good, James, as the heartwarming movie Chef?
Chef's a good movie.
That's right.
It's also, I mean, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, is this the best year for Marvel? Because I remember, like, after seeing Iron Man 3 and Thor 3,
Yeah.
like, I
You're
don't
like,
know.
this superhero
Thor
trend
2
is
or
going to
whatever.
fall
Yeah,
off.
no, not even that. Just like, I'm not loving this.
Okay.
And then those two came out, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm back. You've
Yeah.
got me for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you're like, is Tom Cruise insane? Is he insane? Is he an insane man? Maybe he's insane.
Seems
and then
insane.
Edge of Tomorrow came out, and you're like, well, he's still insane, but this is a good movie.
Same, but yeah.
Not bad.
I mean, the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Nightcrawler is incredible. God, what is it? Interstellar. I love Interstellar. I know you don't like Interstellar that much.
Thank you.
Paddington people love. Kingsman's kind of soured by second Kingsman.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen original Kingsman. Has it aged well?
Don't know.
I mean, that scene in the
There's that one
church where he
scene,
shoots
yeah.
everybody.
Oh, that. I'm in the other,
sure
I'm in the
that's-
other scene at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, horror, It Follows is great. Whiplash. I don't know, man. Maybe I will just say The Guest.
Great.
You know what? I'm going to say, maybe it's not the best, but I was going to say Winter Soldier, but maybe it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Just for like, you can take a concept like
Yes.
and do something interesting.
That's true.
Like take a tried and true
Yeah.
thing you could make a boring Captain America too, but
That's
they
right.
didn't.
They didn't. That's true. Yeah. Hmm.
John Wick. It doesn't matter ultimately, does it? I got to watch the Grand Budapest Hotel again.
I mean, the Winter Soldier did a thing that they don't do anymore, which is like,
make an interesting movie.
well, that, but they also slight regional variations. 'Cause remember the Winter Soldier did that thing where Steve
The list.
Rogers, he had a little list of things people were suggesting to him.
Yep.
And it was region specific to where it was. So in Australia, it was like AC/DC.
Yeah.
Cooking a damper on a fire. Having a Billy tea.
Walking up Ayers Rock.
That's right. Well, that's
It was okay then,
it
wasn't
was
it?
all okay to say it.
And
then.
it was Uluru now.
And I love the
don't
idea,
do it.
I love the idea that did he just get cornered by an Australian backpacker? Why does he have a whole page of Australian things? It doesn't make any sense.
Are there any Australian superheroes in that universe?
Until you introduce the X-Men, I don't think so.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Look, I'm going to say Chef, just for a good
Chef's
old-fashioned
fun.
good time.
All right.
But if we're talking superheroes, probably Guardians of the Galaxy.
I agree.
Because this is when they went out to space. The Marvel Universe expanded to space and it was just like, hey, what if it's weird, but you have feels?
What if it's weird and it doesn't get better than the Guardians movies? What if these are the best space movies?
Yeah,
we're going
what
to
if?
do? So worst, we've got Taken 3,
Yep.
The Expendables,
Balls.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I can't believe that came out then.
Yeah,
Same year.
Feels like a 2009 movie.
Transformers Age of Extinction, Maleficent, Tusk, which was Kevin Smith had a fever dream about turning someone into a walrus,
Yeah,
and then he
and he
made
made
it into
it.
a movie.
Yeah.
Blended, which is a terrible Adam
You've written
Sandler.
Star Trek Into Darkness.
I know, I
Maybe
put
that
it the
came-
wrong year. I
Okay,
fucked
right.
up. I was
well, I'm
wondering-
going to say it's Star Trek Into Darkness again.
Yeah, I mean,
When I watched it on DVD, and I'm
You
like,
can
it still is bad.
you have that DVD. You can say that. I'm going to say Age of Extinction because that's
Okay.
a dreadful fucking movie, and it's got that weird consent scene in it.
Oh, yeah, that one is awful. Look, I reckon if it was a different Transformers movie.
But it's not.
Yeah, it's not. It's that one. It's maybe the worst one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is the worst one. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 also, again, looks incredible.
It does, yeah.
We've hit the era where, like, you know, where we're feeling pretty down about a lot of superhero stuff, especially modern stuff, and a lot of people are going, you seeing this? You seeing how a superhero movie used to look in 2014? This is incredible kind of thing, you know?
but also I
Not
would say
great,
that
but
like
still.
not everything in that movie looks like that either.
No, that's
You
true.
know, you see the web swinging in the way the suit is like rippling on his body.
Yes.
That's all good, but I don't think the whole movie looks that
No, that's
like
true.
that. Anyway, yeah, it is. So just a movie. I've just put RoboCop, the RoboCop reboot,
Okay,
right?
RoboCop reboot, sure.
Yeah,
What about Need for Speed?
I haven't seen it, but would you say that's bad or just a movie?
It's
because you didn't finish it. Didn't
no,
you?
it's thoroughly boring. It's one of the most boring movies I've ever seen. To a point.
to a point. Yeah, to the point where you stopped watching it.
James, we've got Dracula. Oh, okay. I see
gonna
where
get
you
to
go.
it.
You will get to it.
So
Okay.
we've got What a Weird Thing. We've got The Interview.
Oh,
and that's
Inherent
because
Vice. That's a great movie.
What's that?
Inherent Vice?
Which one's that?
It's Joaquin Phoenix is in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I'm
Set in the 70s or whatever.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna watch that.
Okay.
I do. I can picture the images of it or poster.
Mm.
So what a weird thing. We got The Interview because it nearly started a war with North Korea or something.
Oh, yeah, I remember
But
that.
not really. It also led to the
What
Sony.
We Do in the Shadows was 2014.
Yeah, there you go. It also led to the Sony hack. But the
Oh, yeah.
weird stuff, Dracula Untold. I mean, that started off the Gamers On. We're just like, for us, where it's the award for you tried to make this spin off into a franchise, but you
Yeah.
actually made a bad thing. And
So
nobody
that's
wants
significant
this.
for us and no one else.
There was also 2 Hercules movies that year. There was one with The Rock and
Hmm.
another one. Remember? I mean, he's out of, anybody can use Hercules.
That's right. Yeah.
There was Exodus Gods and Kings.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one? It was like a weird Egyptian fantasy movie. It was by the director of
Dark City?
Dark City.
Yeah, I've seen Exodus Gods and Kings.
And it's like really weird and dreadful.
Is that the one where the gods are like
9 feet tall?
Yes, I've
it
seen
is.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I Frankenstein, which
Oh,
again
yeah.
falls into that like gritty kind of
Yeah.
it's not fairy tale, is it? But
Sin City, A Dame to Kill For.
that was that year.
Apparently. I mean, bearing in mind, Google is useless now.
Yeah,
Like,
I
a lot
know,
of these
yeah.
are probably inaccurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all just weird things. I don't think we need to
Yeah,
name
yeah.
one in particular.
Did we say Ex Machina?
Yeah, that's in there.
Great, I love that.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
Mm.
What a weird thing. I'm going to go with...
I'm going to say 2 Hercules
I'm going to
movies.
say 2 Hercules movies as well, because why? Who was the other Hercules?
Callan something. He was one of the Twilight.
Kellen Lutz?
Yeah, no, he was one of the Twilight family boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why 2 Hercules movies?
Because
Astounding.
somebody got wind that the other one was
being
making.
made, and they're like, what if these guys make a bank at the box office on a Hercules movie?
Callan Lutz, 2014, yeah.
Okay, 2015, you put a list here, but I'm going to say, without question, the best movie that year was Mad Max Fury Road.
Yep, okay, but let's do it anyway.
Okay.
Let's humor everybody.
Okay, let's
Mason.
humor everybody.
The Force Awakens.
Okay.
Mad Max Fury Road, Green Room, which is one of Anton Yelchin's last, but maybe
Yeah.
last movie. That's a really good movie. The Hateful Eight I put on here, but I don't love The Hateful Eight.
No, neither do I.
Spy is fun. I like
Yeah.
Spy. The Gift is a really terrible, like Joel Edgerton, unsettling movie. It's got Jason Bateman. It's just
I
it's
remember that.
Really
Yeah, okay.
unpleasant.
Sure.
The Vivitch.
What a journey through time we're going through, by the way,
Completely
James. I'm
agree.
loving this.
The Vivitch, Mason.
Yeah, The Vivitch,
which I haven't
sure.
seen. Room.
Room.
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson's breakout role when she
That's
broke
right.
out of that room with a big hammer. Do you remember?
Yeah, I
She had a
do.
big
I think
sledgehammer.
that's what happened. Sort of.
It's 2 hours of her going, how do I get out of this room?
Mm.
I've only got a sledgehammer.
Wait a minute. This
And then-
door's unlocked.
Then Kickstart My Heart starts playing, and then she just goes out the door because it's unlocked.
Sicario.
Oh, Sicario's good.
Sisters was fun. Remember that? It's Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
Oh,
John
didn't
Cena's in
say
it. It's fun. Ant-Man, your
Speaking-
favorite movie?
Speaking of the guy from Burn Notice,
Yeah.
he's in Sicario.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he Sicario?
Yeah.
Is he Mr. Sicario?
Senor Sicario,
Okay,
please.
sorry, I apologize. Would you put Ant-Man on here?
Would I?
Or would you put
No,
just
because
the
I
movie?
can't remember what happens in it at
He does a
all.
little heist.
Oh, yep. And then
Oh, yep.
Darren Cross is there.
He's cross.
He's very cross, isn't he? It's just a movie.
It
In
is.
retrospect, it's fun, like Paul Rudd, but it's just a movie,
Yeah.
man.
What about The Revenant? I haven't seen The Revenant, actually. Because I remember at one point they were like, you have to see this in cinemas. And I'm like, well, I didn't, so I guess I'm never going to watch it. The
I
Martian.
guess I'm never going to see Leonardo DiCaprio crawl into a bear in any context.
The Martian was huge. Remember,
Yeah, I
The
remember,
Martian
yeah.
was like massive.
I recently saw a retrospective on it on YouTube, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what a nice movie of nice people doing nice stuff and solving problems, and everything's pretty nice.
Not many Martians in it, though.
That's
Wait a minute. He was the
I'm
Martian.
getting word. I'm getting word.
getting
I'm getting word from HQ. He was the Martian. You put your hand to your ears if you were getting some quick updates.
This just in. What about Jurassic World? Or would you put that in just
Why do you put that in best movie? That's a trap. Are you kidding me?
Because it's funny.
That is funny.
The best there? I mean, yeah, it's Mad Max.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mad Max could come out any year. I
Yeah.
feel like if you told me Mad Max came out in 1997, I'd be like,
Yeah.
probably.
Or, yeah.
Or it came out last year. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Looks incredible. I've seen it recently. Just
Yep.
phenomenal world. Cinematography is amazing.
It's fucking weird as hell.
Weird as hell. The action is amazing. It's got like, it pays homage to all the originals, but it's not. Is it the same universe? Don't know. Doesn't.
Yeah.
Not important.
Is it Dog Boy? Is Dog Boy now Mad Max?
Maybe he is.
We don't know.
I don't know, but cool as hell.
Cool as hell,
When's
mate.
that sequel coming out or prequel or whatever? Maybe
next year,
never.
I think.
Maybe never.
Maybe never, yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Worst movie. Hitman Agent 47.
Is that the
No,
the
that's
Timothy
second,
Olyphant?
That's the second one.
Okay.
Rupert Friend?
Rupert Friend.
And at the end, there's like, that's the game is on. I know you haven't seen this, but I went to the cinemas for it for some reason. And I was like, I'm reviewing things. I can do this.
Oh, yeah.
And at the end, like he's on a rooftop and then the door opens and then like 4 other Agent 47s
Nice.
come because it's cloned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, get me
that.
out of here, I
I love
said. Pixels,
That might be it for me,
it's a
honestly.
dreadful movie. Entourage,
I mean, dreadful, but entertaining.
It is funny.
Yeah.
Terminator Genesis.
I didn't hate it.
I did.
Yep.
Pan. I fucking hated Pan. Hated it.
Because you didn't like how the timeline operated or whatever.
I didn't like just any of it.
Okay, right. Wow. That's Australia's own Hugh Jackman.
I don't care. Jupiter Ascending I haven't seen. Here we go. What about Fan 4 Stick, though?
It is bad.
It's like...
God, these bad...
But that's also like studio stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's still bad, though.
What about San Andreas?
We are watching the finished product.
True.
You know?
San Andreas? It wouldn't be the worst.
No, it's not even the worst. The Rock movie.
Yeah. I'm going to say Pan. I just remember hating Pan so much.
I'm going to say Pixels. I didn't see it.
Pixels should be Ghostbusters. We talked about it. We
Yeah.
did a video on it. It's not. It's just a dreadful movie.
Is it even... I don't know if it's even bad enough.
To be the worst movie of the year?
Yeah. Because, I didn't see it at the time, but also, like, the only thing that I remember from that movie is the conceit of, like...
The Cubit thing?
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, maybe it is the worst movie of the year.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
No, I'm going to say it's Pixels.
All right, fair enough. I'm still going to say Pan. Just a movie. So we've got your Ant-Mans and Jurassic World, but I think it's Spectre.
Okay.
It's probably Jurassic World, though, right?
It's absolutely Jurassic World, yeah. Yeah.
I think Jurassic World is fine.
Yeah, Spectre's got Dave Bautista as the Mr. Hinks or
okay,
whatever. It's got, it's certainly stylish, James.
Some of it is.
I can't remember a lot of what happened.
They started to put the gadgets back in. Blofeld appears.
New Q, he was good. Ben Whishaw as Q, he was good.
He's in fucking the one previous, isn't he? He's in
Quantum of Solace, no?
No, the previous one was Skyfall.
Oh, yeah, he's in Skyfall.
Yeah.
What happens in Spectre then? He goes to that funeral.
Yeah. Monica Bellucci, maybe?
Monica Bellucci is there.
Train fight with Batista.
That's not bad.
Does he jump off a building, the middle of a building at the end? Doesn't he go through a room and all the photos of his previous enemies
Oh,
are
yeah, that-
Xeroxed
yeah,
onto the
yeah,
walls?
I do remember
We
that.
talked it. We made a video on it,
Ah,
right?
yeah, that's true.
But it's Jurassic World still.
It's Jurassic World still, yeah.
What a weird thing. Here we go.
Oh.
Point Break.
Point Break remake. I forgot that happened. Didn't see it.
Well,
Vacation remake.
okay, the reason I put this in because one of the posters of the Vacation remake, which is also technically a sequel to the movies, like the Chevy Chase ones from the 80s. And
Are they?
yeah, because Chevy Chase is in that one.
Is Sudeikis his son? It's Jason Sudeikis?
No. You're thinking of We Are the Millers or something else like that.
I'm thinking of Ted Lasso.
You might be thinking of but no, it's Ed Helms, and he's Rusty
okay.
grown up.
Oh, okay.
And it's him and I want to say Christina Applegate, but it might not be.
Yeah. And
there's a moment where they go for a swim in what they think is a natural spa.
But it's full of turds?
It's full of turds.
Is it really?
It's a runoff.
Yes.
And they're rubbing turds into their face and all of that.
God.
I guess it's funny if you like that kind of
That's
thing.
funny. I'm imagining it right now and I'm laughing.
But here's the thing, right?
Yes.
They put that on a billboard. Like them rubbing turds into their faces. So that's why I'm like, what a weird thing.
That is weird.
I don't necessarily think bad, but Hardcore Henry.
Now, that was the movie that was first person, right?
Yeah.
it was
I haven't seen it.
First person action. I have seen that. Look, it is weird.
Yeah, that's
but
what
also-
I mean. Weird doesn't mean bad.
No, it doesn't mean bad, but also there's another movie on this list that I'm like, oh, that's what a weird thing.
Yeah.
Which is going to take it. Hardcore Henry, I think people should watch it. It's not incredible, but I think it's, it's interesting. But also I believe it's like a micro budget. Like it's a very small budget movie. So
You love it.
yeah, I love it. I think it's pretty fun.
Chateau Copley's in it, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah. And there's a minigun minute, if I recall.
There we go.
Yeah.
So the Heart of the Sea, which is where they went, what if Moby Dick but real and Chris Hemsworth?
Oh, nice.
Which to me is like, why would you make that?
It's a great
That's a
question.
weird thing. The Last Witch Hunter was a Vin Diesel project.
It was in a similar vein to
Hansel and Gretel, etc.
Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, yeah.
But of course, what's going to take the cake, Mason?
Oh, it's going to be Tomorrowland, isn't it? A movie for no one.
Anachronistic. It's movies for people who liked tin toys in the 60s.
Yeah.
Which is
Look,
nobody.
and it's what a weird thing because it's Brad Bird who'd done The Incredibles, which, true to its name, was incredible.
Yep.
And he'd done
Mission Impossible 4.
Ghost Protocol,
Yep.
which is incredible. And then so he had enough pull to get anything made. And then apparently he loved the Disney property
Concept
Tomorrowland and concept so much that he's like, I'm going to make a movie about that. And then it's just...
And they spent $200 million and put George Clooney in the lead and marketed it to nobody. And then I thought it was all right. It's fine. It's weird. Hugh Laurie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hugh Laurie is, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it?
It is, yeah.
Is it?
Yep, it is.
Is
It
it?
is. It is for sure, I remember.
But it is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, weird thing. But no.
George Clooney's his character as a kid builds a jetpack, and
Yeah.
then he goes to this Hugh
Into-
Laurie's
into
character,
Tomorrowland.
and he goes, "What about this? I'm a child who's built a jetpack," and Hugh Laurie's like, "Not good enough."
Disgusting.
What do you mean, not good enough? Bring him into Tomorrowland. See what he makes in Tomorrowland. You idiot.
And they did or didn't?
In a way, you're an idiot. He snuck on, if I recall.
Oh, okay. Well, wish I could go to Tomorrowland.
Interesting visuals. Because remember, he goes to Tomorrowland and it's still being built by
Yeah, it's the retro futuristic.
Yeah, but it's being built in a void and it's like being built by nano robot guys or whatever.
Man, that's probably true.
And at the end, it's all like, oh, you thought everything was great in Tomorrowland, but actually it's all rotten and rusty.
Actually,
or whatever.
Today Land.
That's right.
And it sucks because today sucks.
That's right.
Hey, idiot, it's today. It's today everywhere. You can't escape.
You were right, George Clooney. Maybe I don't know.
Was that what you said?
You were cynical, but for what reasons? I can't remember. You were cynical because you got kicked out, or you were cynical for different reasons?
Yeah.
I think you were cynical because they weren't using the technology to help mankind or whatever. And then the girl's like, let's use it to help mankind. How? Why aren't you doing that? It doesn't matter.
Give everybody a jetpack, George
Give me a
Clooney.
jetpack and have people smash together in the skies.
What a beautiful world.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, what a weird thing.
Yeah.
2016, what do we got?
Rogue One.
Yep.
Dividing audiences.
No doubt.
Then and now. Silence. Don't know what that is.
Silence is a Martin Scorsese movie about Catholicism.
Wow. He hates Marvel movies, so we're kicking that one off the list.
So it's got Andrew Garfield, it's got Adam Driver. It's about it's really good. If you're like one of those people who's like, he only makes gangster movies, he fucking absolutely does not. And
That's true.
Silence is like a really good example. It's really good. I highly recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah. The Nice Guys.
Good movie.
That's leading the pack for me currently.
Yeah.
Swiss Army Man.
Haven't seen it.
Pretty weird. Very
Yeah.
weird. Hunt for the Wilder People.
You didn't love that, did you? I liked it.
No, I didn't, but maybe I should rewatch.
Yeah.
I'll put on my infinitely long list of stuff I need to rewatch when I find the time, which will be never.
Put it on that old iPad you have with Sin City 2.
Oh my god! I don't know if that thing still starts up. Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping. That's great as well.
Funny as hell,
It's an underrated gem, I think.
Yeah.
an underrated and underseen gem.
I
Which
recently
is weird because it's the Lonely Island guys.
Yeah.
You think
I recently watched because they did one a few years ago. He plays like a tennis bad boy kind of.
Oh yeah,
What's that one called? He did a weird tennis documentary.
Right.
And it's great. It's really funny too. But Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping is really funny.
Hell or High Water. That one's great.
Really good. Modern Western.
Modern Western, yeah.
Jeff Bridges and Chris Pine.
Chris Pine
Yeah.
and
Jason Sudeikis.
no
Ed Helms, sorry.
No.
A big bowl
he's
of
from
poop.
He's from 310 to Yuma. He's
Ben
Angel.
Mendelsohn?
No, he's Angel.
Oh,
Yes,
Ben
movie.
Foster.
Ben Foster. Ben Foster, yeah,
Forrest
yeah.
Foster.
Train to Busan.
Incredible. Have you
Hail
seen that?
Caesar.
Have you seen Train to Busan? Zombie train
Yes.
Korean movie?
Yep. Hail Caesar. Good movie.
People don't love Hail Caesar, but I really liked Hail Caesar.
I like
and
it
Alden
too.
Ehrenreich's great
Yep.
in it. Yeah.
Sing Street.
Sing Street's really fun.
Eddie the Eagle.
Good movie.
La La Land.
Ooh, that was big for a minute.
Moana.
Mine is great.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Good.
Star Trek Beyond.
Good? Good,
Yeah.
and I liked
Good
it.
and I liked it. Lion.
Okay, Lion's a movie with, it's got Dev Patel, and it's about a boy and his brother, but he's not really his brother, but he becomes his brother. He gets adopted by an Australian couple. One of them's Nicole Kidman, and he lives in
Nice.
Tasmania. This is based off a real guy, and he never knew where he was from or what happened to his family. So he uses
So adult Dev Patel gets adopted by...
No, he's a kid, and then he grows up into an adult Dev Patel.
Interesting.
They don't use little Dev Patel at the start.
Okay. They don't Photoshop his head onto a little boy.
No. And then he comes back, but he doesn't know where he's from. Like, he doesn't know because he's only got vague memories of kind of what happened to him and how he got to where
And he was raised by lions. That's
And he was,
the
no, he
twist.
wasn't. It's something about having a lion's heart, probably. I can't remember. But anyway, there's so he ends up trying to track down where he's from by using like Google
I
Maps.
would have called it Lionheart, Real Boy.
Yeah, because he only has like vague memories of where he's from, so he knows he's from somewhere in India.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, but there's a moment in it which like really affected me where Nicole Kidman's, she's talking to him about like, he's like, why would you adopt? Like, did you only adopt us because you couldn't have kids? And she's like, I could have kids. Like, I chose to adopt you. And I'm like, oh my god. As a parent, Mason. As a parent, Mason, you would never understand.
No, I wouldn't. Also, spoilers. Spoilers.
That's the opening scene.
Ah.
No, it's not. But Lion's great, and it's Australian, sort of.
I just like the idea of spoiler culture. Somebody going, oh, the realization, the emotional release and realization that actually she could have kids, but she decided to adopt anyway because her heart's full of love. Oh, spoilers.
It's not the point of the movie. I mean, it kind of is.
The Founder.
Founder's terrific.
Yeah. This should have been in just a movie, but Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
No, it's not the best movie of the year,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's kind of okay, right?
Great.
Yeah.
Well, let's open a new column called Kind of Okay. And then Deadpool.
Yeah, which is not the best movie.
No.
The Nice Guys.
Yeah, it's The Nice Guys.
Or Train to Busan.
Or
Or Sing Street. Or Moana.
Good year.
Good year.
10
Or
Cloverfield
Silence.
Lane
It's good.
still holds up, I think.
You know what? I'm going to say Silence. I really like Silence. People should watch Silence.
Okay.
People should shut the fuck up and watch Silence.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
I liked it. I liked the
too.
attitude.
Me too.
Worst movie, Zoolander 2. Didn't see it.
Fucking dreadful.
Why did you see it?
I don't know. I heard it was dreadful.
Did
I
Claire
wanted
want to see it?
No, she hasn't seen
Interesting.
Zoolander 2.
Okay. So this is a rod
It's
for
a
your
me
own
thing.
back. This is a
Yes.
this is a horror of your own making.
Yes.
9 Lives. I don't know what that
That's
is.
the one where Kevin Spacey gets turned into a cat. It's a dreadful movie and he's a dreadful person and he should be dead. Moving along.
Let's brighten our day with X-Men Apocalypse, or this last two, X-Men Apocalypse and Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
I think it's Assassin's Creed.
I haven't seen Assassin's Creed, but I'm still giving it to Zoolander 2.
Okay,
It's
right.
so dreadful.
Look, I zero interest in Zoolander 2. I couldn't give it worst movie because I haven't seen it, but X-Men Apocalypse is bad, but at least stuff happens in it. Assassin's Creed is woeful and nothing happens in it, and it's mostly just in a room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a movie. What do we got?
Suicide Squad,
Yep.
the movie Passengers, where
Jennifer Lawrence and
Chris Pratt.
And I feel like for that one, it's like this could have been something. Like someone did a video and like if you just restructured this, it's like an infinitely more interesting movie. But I love the idea of it. But it's just like, here's one. This is the most just a movie, maybe.
Dan Brown's Inferno,
Which is the third Robert. What's his name? The Dan Brown Da Vinci trilogy.
the guy.
It's the third.
Yeah.
Ludlum. What's
No,
his
Robert Ludlum's a real author.
Okay, whatever his name is.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's the third one.
The third one of those, is it Tom Hanks again?
Yes, but it's not
Wow.
the one with the parachuting Pope. That's the second one, which is the first book.
Well, once you do Parachuting Pope,
Where do
there's
you
no
go?
way. Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
That means
you do slingshotted Cardinal.
Sorry. You do Fry a Flying Fox.
And Jason Bourne, which is
that was the
it's
final one.
It's the fourth Matt Damon Bourne movie after a break, but it came after the Jeremy Renner reboot.
It's the one with the app.
And it's
The
before
one with the app taking over the world.
And it's before the Treadstone TV series.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, of those ones, I'm going to say Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find
All
Them.
right. Well, I'm going to say Dan Brown's Inferno, even though I haven't seen it.
But also Jason Bourne fights an app.
He does, doesn't he? Fights it on behalf of us.
Ooh, what a weird thing. Okay,
Yep.
here's a long list in here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Split,
That was because at the end it's an Unbreakable movie.
Unbreakable movie.
Yep.
Sausage Party.
Just weird concept. Nobody got paid.
Yeah, everybody got crunched and
Yep.
not paid. Ghostbusters 2016, everybody hated it forever.
Yep.
Monster Trucks.
That's where they take a literal truck and there's a monster inside it, like a squid kind of creature. It's also now an animated series.
oh,
Don't worry about it.
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
That was a thing for a while, right?
Yeah, everything
It
had
was like
zombies in
Mr. Darcy and he's a werewolf.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, what's another thing? Jane Austen, but a dog. No.
Jane Austen has a dog?
No, but a dog.
The author
She's a
Jane
dog.
Austen. And she's writing a book.
Yes.
But she's a dog.
Yeah.
So it's mostly woof woof.
No, she's got human mind.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But it's hard to type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though? There's that era of
Yeah,
like
I remember, yeah.
Abraham Lincoln fights fucking Dracula or
Yeah,
whatever.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. The Huntsman Winter's War.
That was a sequel to Snow White and the whatever.
Yeah.
And the first one had Kristen Stewart, and then the second one was just Chris Hemsworth.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
In a room. Alice Through the Looking Glass. There we go.
That was a sequel, I want to
Yeah.
say, and it was dreadful.
And The Great Wall. That's the one with Matt Damon.
That's the weird
and
Matt
he's in
Damon
China and there's monsters over
propaganda
the wall.
movie.
Was there monsters?
Yeah,
over the
man.
wall? Okay, wow.
What is it?
Look,
What
I'm
is-
going to give it to Ghostbusters 2016. I don't even think it's the weirdest or the worst, but I think it's interesting perhaps how badly they miscalculated what fans of Ghostbusters would want.
Which is nothing.
Yeah. They wanted a movie exactly as good as the first one,
With all the actors.
with all the actors, even the dead ones. And
And they got it, didn't they, eventually?
yeah, and exactly the same but better. But no new things, but new things. Like you can't. There was no way to please. As a big Ghostbusters fan,
Yeah.
who's not a part of that life. There's
Not anymore.
there's no way they could have done it, and they tried anyway. So good on them.
God bless them.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say The Great Wall.
Okay.
Just to like swindle Matt Damon into making a Chinese propaganda movie. I mean, how many films are US propaganda? It's like,
Yeah.
come on, let's be realistic, Mason.
James, let's continue our journey down memory lane.
Because we never stopped and
That's
had a
right.
break, and nobody went to the bathroom, least of all me. What's next?
The year 2017.
Wow.
Wow, what a wonderful year. Best movie. Ooh, a lot of contenders
movies.
here. A lot of
You're
movies,
right.
a lot of contenders. Get Out.
Yep. Where?
Great movie.
Should I? Oh, off I go then. Mason, off I go. I'm getting out.
I'm just going to see how this plays out, honestly. Maybe you will leave. I'm talking about the movie Get Out.
Yeah, okay.
The Greatest Showman. You
Oh, you don't have to call me that, Mason. I'm going to do this for every one of them.
Okay.
I don't know if being a podcaster would make me the greatest showman.
Okay, let's see how you can do this. Wind River.
Is it?
Yeah. It is, yeah. Blade Runner
It's a good
2049.
I'm stop. It's a good movie.
Okay, right. Okay, you're not gonna. Okay.
No, I'm not doing it.
Dunkirk.
What's
he done?
I should. I
Probably
should.
done a Star Trek.
I didn't love it. I should watch it again.
Okay.
I was really tired.
War for the Planet of the Apes.
That's a good one.
Logan.
Yep, good one.
Second Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man goes to Europe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that. Okja?
Yeah.
Okja.
That's the director of it's about a genetically engineered pig. It's a
Love
Netflix movie. It's the guy who
Right.
did Parasite, I think.
Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
Kong Skull Island.
Oh yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh yeah.
Coco.
Never seen it.
Logan Lucky. Big year for movies
Amazing
with Logan
movie.
in the
Yeah,
title.
amazing movie.
Thor 3.
Yeah, good.
Ragnarok.
Yep.
Black Panther.
Yeah, all right.
The Last Jedi.
Ooh.
Paddington 2.
People do love Paddington too.
Oh, that's a good year for movies.
Yeah. I mean, Get Out's great. Wind River's really good. Blade Runner's great. I liked Logan. I wouldn't say it's the best.
Yeah.
Logan Lucky's really good.
Yeah, I agree.
I would of all of these. I'm like I'd rewatch Logan Lucky above everything else on this
Yeah, right.
list. Yeah,
Oh, that's a good benchmark. What would
Yeah.
you watch right now?
Logan Lucky.
I would watch.
And then I watched The Last Jedi, but just to be mad about it.
Yeah, I reckon.
No, I like The Last Jedi.
If I'm going to go home tonight and I'm going to watch Blade Runner 2049.
That's a good movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst movie.
I'm going to say Blade Runner also, actually.
Okay, great. That's
Yep.
good. Worst movie: Alien Covenant.
Yeah.
Geostorm, a movie you
Yes.
famously love.
Hate it.
Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Dreadful.
The Mummy.
Bad.
Transformers: The Last Night.
Not as bad as the previous one.
Yeah.
I think it's The Mummy.
I think it's
I know I ranted and raved about Geostorm.
You
But
sure
The
did.
Mummy's... What the fuck?
I couldn't tell you a single. Isn't there a bit where
Tom Cruise kisses a woman to death.
he does kiss a woman to death? Is there a moment where a bunch of insects?
It's a mummy movie, so
Yeah.
probably a bunch of insects, yes.
Can she control all the glass in the windows? Because
Yeah,
it's
because
made
it's
of
made of
sand.
sand, yes.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty sure I fell asleep in that movie for a second.
So you think glass is sand and not frozen air? That's interesting.
I mean, it can be a combination. It's a blend, Mason.
Interesting.
It's a blend.
I'm going to go with Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Dreadful.
Because the first one's good and this
Pretty
one's
good.
dreadful.
And then The King's Man, also good.
Yeah.
This
All right,
one,
I'm going to go with The
dreadful.
Mummy.
Awful.
Yeah.
Just a movie.
Here we go.
Interesting. Ghost in the Shell remake.
Yep.
Justice League.
Yep.
Power Rangers. Pirates 5.
Pirates 5 should be in worst.
Okay, right?
Even though no one's ever going to look at this, including me, ever again, I'm moving
You're
it.
going to move it? Okay.
Pirates 5 is really...
Well, I'm going to have the original list, which will never be altered.
It's probably worth
So I
more.
can call you on your hypocrisy 20 years down the line.
I'm going to have to say Justice League.
Yeah, right.
Because I know it's it's actually bad. I know that, right?
Uh-huh.
I know that,
Yep.
but, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to look. It's maybe because I have no connection to it at all, but I think it's probably Power Rangers.
Yeah, okay.
Because
Yeah.
it was just a not an anything movie.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure fans of the original were like, whoa,
Nobody said that.
look at this big budget
Nobody
version.
said that.
Look at this big budget version of Power Rangers.
Goldar was a literal gold man.
Yeah. And at the end, they turned into the Megazord by accident. Do you remember that?
And it was weird.
It was
looked
weird. And it was weird. Ghost in the Shell at least looks nice, I think.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it does. I rewatched it recently.
You did, that's
it's
true.
Pretty all right.
Disappointing tank battle.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Also,
say-
problematic casting, Mason.
that's correct, yes.
Cancelled.
What a weird thing.
yep.
Okay. I don't recognize all of these.
Yeah.
I recognize all but one. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Who was King Arthur in
That
this?
was Guy Ritchie's King Arthur.
Oh, yeah,
with
okay.
Charlie Hunnam, and it's
Right.
like in the governor, and David Beckham's a fucking Lancelot or whatever.
Love that.
It costs $175 million. So what a weird thing in terms of what are you doing?
That's-
making a King Arthur.
I mean,
fucking
that's leading
movie.
the pack, I tell you that
Yeah.
much. Even though I've never seen it. What year was the Robin Hood one? Remember the Robin Hood?
I've got that. It's coming up.
Taron Egerton?
Yeah, I have
Jamie
it.
Foxx?
Yeah.
Great, love that.
David Beckham plays Trigger, a guard who oversees the prisoners who attempts to pull Excalibur from the stone.
All right, then.
There you go.
Other options here. Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. I quite like that movie.
It's fun, but it's miscast.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Who's miscast? Dane DeHaan?
The leads, both of them.
Okay, because they look the same?
Yeah, they look the
Dane
same.
DeHaan and Cara Delevingne
I don't
look the same
believe
person.
anything. There's a bit where they go to like interdimensional market.
Yes.
And he's got an arm in a box.
Yeah.
Which is, and that's like, I think and it's the guy who did Fifth Element, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So like there's a lot
Dang
of
it.
Yeah, there's a
I
lot
guess
of
off the list then.
really interesting concepts in it.
Yeah.
But I think it's miscast.
Yeah, I'd like to see another one of
And
those.
I like Dane DeHaan and Cara Delevingne, I guess.
Yeah. Bright or Cop.
Yeah.
Triple X, the rise. I think you mean the return of Xander
Oh,
Cage,
yeah.
there, not the rise of Xander Cage.
Yeah, he's already
That's
risen.
embarrassing. You're going to change that?
I mean, there was
You're going to change that on
Yeah,
your
I am,
document?
yeah.
Well, it's going to be the same on this document. So
there was a bit where Xander Cage would have rised when he had sex with 20 women.
yeah,
Successful,ly
Yeah,
mind you.
that's right.
And he wasn't just exhausted and terrified.
Yeah.
Which is what any normal man would be.
Okay, I'm not going to give it to Triple X, the return or rise of Xander Cage, because at this point, like, it's Fast and Furious is kicking off.
Yeah,
Why
okay.
wouldn't you try another one?
Yeah,
That
fair
sort of
enough.
makes sense.
I mean, Orc Cop.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it, of like,
Yeah.
that it's bad and weird.
But look,
the universe doesn't make sense.
I bet we covered this when we talked about it originally, but Bright is weird because it's a universe in which
bright.
maybe hundreds or even thousands of years ago,
Yeah.
fantasy creatures emerged in the world and lived in parallel with humanity, but the modern day world is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like it's lazy.
Shrek gets referenced.
I'm gonna put
Also, orcs and racism, you know?
yeah.
And that's interesting.
I think that's probably worse than. I think it's probably
you think
worse.
it's bad as opposed
It's
to
bad.
like
It's
weird.
worse than Kingsman: The Golden Circle, I think, but also it was straight to Netflix, right?
Yeah.
So who cares?
Then it's King Arthur?
I think it's King Arthur, even though I haven't seen it. But again, $170
It's all
million
right.
dollar,
It's all right. It's a Guy Ritchie King Arthur movie.
Right.
Yeah.
2018.
Here we go.
Best movie: Searching.
Yeah.
Hereditary.
Yeah.
Bad Times at the El Royale.
I put that in for you. I don't really like it.
Thank you. Tomb.
That'd
It
be
just says
Tomb.
Tomb.
No, that should be Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, should it?
I don't know. Let me check.
Annihilation, Bumblebee, Isle of Dogs, Black Klansman, Dragged Across Concrete. Ooh,
That's
Game
a good
Night.
one.
Yeah. A Quiet Place, Overlord, Deadpool 2, Sorry to Bother You, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Avengers Infinity War.
Is that 2018?
That's
That should have been
2018.
Tomb Raider.
Okay.
Best movie.
Oh, then it's Tomb Raider. I mean, Searching, innovative, liked
Yeah,
it.
it's good.
Um,
But Spider-Verse, right? I mean, Annihilation's good. Isle of Dogs.
Game Night is a fun time.
Yeah, Black Klansman's really good.
Good year.
Quiet Place, I just put that in. I don't
Yeah.
love it. But I get it.
Mm.
I think it's Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
You seen Overlord?
No, I never got around to it.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
got one of the Russells, the young Russell.
I've never gotten to it because it wasn't on any streaming platform for a while. Then it was on Netflix, and I'm like, well, I've got infinite time to watch that. So the second I go to look for it, it'll be gone,
Yep. Excellent.
which is great.
I can check now.
I'm going to go with, it's Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just checking Overlord. Oh, I'm in Netflix Kids. How embarrassing. Netflix thinks I'm a child.
Well, in the meantime, a worst movie, The Cloverfield Paradox,
Yep.
Rampage, Skyscraper. Ooh, two rock
Two
movies.
rock movies.
Good times. The Predator.
It's that one.
Fantastic Beasts
Well,
2.
that's really bad too.
Holmes and Watson.
I've never seen it, but apparently it's really
Famously
bad.
bad. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
I mean, The Predator was like, you've missed the point of everything that's ever happened.
that's
And it was clearly reshot and the new ideas were bad. And
God, this is a big year for worst movies, just to movies, and what a weird thing. A lot of these are interchangeable. Like the Cloverfield Paradox, what a weird thing to just get a weird...
Overlord's not on there.
Okay. Of course it's not. What a weird thing to just be like, get an unrelated sci-fi movie and shoehorn it into the Cloverfield universe. And it's bad, but
But
Rampage is bad.
Rampage is bad.
Bad and dull.
Bad and dull.
Um,
And so Skyscraper. But Skyscraper's probably better than Rampage.
yeah. Of the ones here I've seen, which one was Fantastic Beasts 2?
That was the one where at the end they're like, the World War II is going to happen.
Oh, yeah, that is bad.
That's a bad movie. And it's nonsense. And at the end, everybody stands in a room and explains where they're from.
It's Fantastic Beasts
Okay,
2.
I'll agree
yeah.
with you then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Just a movie. Robin Hood. It was this year.
There we go.
Tomb Raider, Aquaman, Solo, Venom. I mean, they're all just a movie.
I think Venom's slightly better than just a movie.
No, I don't think that's true.
I reckon it might be Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
I mean, you like that one more than me. I didn't like that one at all. So I would put that as in worse.
Okay.
But I would say Robin Hood's kind of fun. It's Batman Begins, but like they even Two-Face Jamie Dornan at the end or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's Batman Begins.
Okay.
Tim Minchin's in it, and he's like, ooh, religion.
I'm minching around.
Yeah, he is.
I love to minch around. I'm Tim Minchin.
Um,
I've got a show where I'm in a car or whatever the whole time.
Yeah, that's right. Upright. It's good. Well, season 1 is. Haven't seen the second season.
What a weird thing. This is a good list.
I'm going to say Aquaman. Just a movie.
I'm going to say...
So what do we think? We've got Bandersnatch.
I'm going to say Tomb Raider for sure.
Fair enough. I don't know. I think it's a little bit better than just a movie.
What a weird thing. Big list.
Yep.
Bandersnatch.
Yep.
Bird Box.
Bird Box is simply because, first of all, if you don't know, Bandersnatch is an episode of Black Mirror that's interactive and you can choose your own adventure.
Will Poulter's in it.
Yeah. Bird Box was a trend. That's why I put it in.
Oh. Mortal Engines, Ready Player One.
Mortal Engines is the one where everyone's on wheels.
Yes, all the cities are
It's
on wheels.
yes.
Johnny English Strikes Again.
I put that in because who knew that there was a third Johnny
Third
English?
one. The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
I put that in because they tried to make that for a million years and they finally did and nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it, that's right. The Happy Time Murders, which is the Muppet.
Puppets, but a murder.
Yeah, right.
Mystery.
I'm going to say Bandersnatch, which I like a lot, but that's the best any kind of like interactive thing
It
has
never
ever
got
been.
better. And I think we even called that at the time. We're
Yeah.
like, this is the best version of that you could do.
Yeah.
And it's
I know not every episode of Black Mirror hits for a lot of people, but I really like that one. So
okay. I think it would have been just better as an episode, to be honest.
yeah, maybe. I also think they should have done I think they should have done DLC for it
Oh, okay.
to like increase the
Watchability?
the rewatchability. I think like a couple of months down the line, 6 months down the line or something like that, they should have filmed a couple of extra scenes. So if you went into it like, oh, I wonder if I missed anything, you could go in and be like, I don't remember that.
And you know what? They might have.
They might have.
Yeah.
If they did, I apologize.
That's okay.
But if they didn't, I won't.
I don't either.
2019, what a year. Mm-hmm. These lists of best movie are getting longer, I think.
Well, movies are getting better, that's why.
That's true. Best movie, Parasite. Might be Parasite.
Yeah, Parasite's amazing.
The Gentleman.
Good.
Big few years for Guy Ritchie.
He
Just
never
churning them out.
stops.
He never stops, does he? The King, what is that?
That's the Timothy Chalamet one.
Oh.
It's good.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Didn't love it, but I put it on here.
Long Shot.
Good comedy with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron as a
Oh.
potential presidential candidate.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Midsommar.
A little grim, actually. You might think because it's set in the summer, the mid of summer.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
it's actually nice, but it's actually, you see a lot of people's heads get smashed in with rocks and stuff.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be like you're drinking a...
Fun and jazzy.
Yeah, you're drinking a Corona on the beach. It's
Yeah,
got
it's
a wedge
not.
of lemon in it or whatever.
not.
No, it's not that, is it?
No.
Is Latin music playing? Because it's Midsommar?
Boo, boo, boo.
Avengers
Is that Latin
Endgame.
music? Boo, 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 boo,
Yes,
boo.
absolutely
Did
was.
it do?
Yep.
Did it boo?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
Doctor Sleep.
Good movie.
The Irishman.
Don't like it, but
Sound
put it
of
on there.
Metal.
Sound of Metal's really good.
Brightburn.
Brightburn's-
Ready or Not.
Yep.
Aladdin.
Yeah. Guy Ritchie's Aladdin.
Yeah, my God. 2 in a year. Fighting with My Family. It's
good fun.
That's an early Florence Pugh.
Yep.
Joint. El Camino. Joker.
I liked El Camino, right?
Yeah. You don't
I
remember.
right, Mason?
You're right.
Right?
Right, you are right.
Yeah. Joker.
Uncut Gems,
Good movie.
Knives Out,
Yep.
Jojo Rabbit,
Yep.
Toy Story 4,
Yep.
Bad
Hugh
Education,
Jackman.
Rocket Man,
Hugh Jackman.
I Am
No.
Mother,
Yep.
Marriage Story.
Check out I Am Mother if you like sci-fi. It's got Hilary Swank and somebody else and it's about robots. And the
1917, The Lighthouse. Oh, good list.
I'm just going to be lazy and say Parasite.
Parasite is a very good
Parasite's
movie.
really good, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
It's either that or The Irishman.
Because in a way, the family were parasites.
What?
And that's all the people who are parasites in that movie. I think that's what you should take away from that movie.
I just thought it was about a nice house.
It is a very nice house.
I
What
know.
a room. What a room for everyone.
More room than you'd initially think if you
That's-
haven't seen it.
That's right.
Actually.
Actually.
I mean, have you seen Ready or Not's great?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some good
Samara
stuff.
Weaving, great. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's the earliest thing I saw her in, but
Yeah.
she's very good
Doctor
in
Sleep's terrific.
that. That's a sequel, a legacy
To The
sequel you
Shining,
didn't
yeah.
think would be great, but it's good.
Yeah.
The Irishman.
Oh, there's a because I always talk about this, but there's a moment in it because Ewan McGregor is Danny from The Shining, so he has shining abilities, right?
Yes.
He has like some magical kind of telepathic powers.
Yeah.
And there's a moment where some telepathic like other people come to get him because he's Danny from The Shining, and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"We're
yeah.
going to steal your powers."
It's from the friggin' Shining.
Yeah,
they
from The
say.
Shining. And so he lures him into the woods and just shoots a bunch of them with a gun. And I saw that because they were expecting some kind of mind battle.
Battle, right.
And he's just got a rifle.
Yeah.
I just think that's really cool.
That is good. Brightburn's good. You know, I
Yeah.
think.
I think, was it Brightburn in the same universe as something else? Isn't that the same universe as Super, maybe? I saw that recently.
Is it?
Yeah, I read that maybe on Reddit that like Super is, this is the Dwight from The Office one,
Yes.
the James Gunn one.
Uh huh.
I think because Brightburn was written by James Gunn, I
Right,
guess.
okay.
And I think Super is maybe referenced in Brightburn,
Interesting.
but I don't know
okay.
that for a fact.
And look, a good list. I love The Lighthouse, but I think it's Parasite.
Yeah.
It's not a Parasite. Although if I was going to go home and watch something from this list, it would probably be
The Irishman.
No.
It would probably
I should give that another go though.
Yeah.
This is a good list of I'm gonna do some highlighting of this
Oh,
when
you're
I get
welcome,
home.
by the way.
Yeah.
I made this list, and yet you criticise me. And yet you criticise me, Mason.
I've never criticised you once.
That's not true. Worse.
If I was gonna go home tonight and watch one of these, it'd be The Lighthouse, but I can't because I'm already watching something else that's on the list that I've already forgotten.
Okay.
The worst movie, Hobbs and Shaw.
Bad.
Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
Yep.
Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
Six Underground.
Yep.
Rambo: Last Blood.
Yep.
Shaft.
Yeah, hated that.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
The Lion King, Dark Phoenix, Cats. Okay, this is also a great list of things that are very bad. Just again, this is the
Okay, so I know we said more movies. So there's more. Are there more bad movies, or do we just this is more recent, so we remember?
I don't know,
because I feel like going through this, like,
yeah.
there's a lot on here, right?
I think it's more movies because it's just like these studios are just like churn them out,
Yeah.
churn them out.
I mean, The Lion King. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's bad.
But I haven't seen Cats,
Yeah, no, neither.
and that would be the worst, right? Hated Rise of Skywalker. I'm probably
Dark Phoenix is so boring.
yeah. This is so
The Lion
there's
King
a bit
is
where
so
the
boring.
train twists, and there's a bit where they all
Yeah.
cross the road.
Rambo: Last Blood is just another
That
movie that they
sucks.
put Rambo in for some reason. That's bad.
Hobbs and Shaw is just
Hobbs and Shaw is dreadful, but there's a scene where we meet Hobbs or possibly Shaw's family.
Yeah.
Oh, we
What-
meet everybody's family.
What about Six Underground? Because I
I'm not
started
for or
that
against
and I
it.
couldn't.
I'm not
even
for or against it.
parkour fucking crew. Or
I would
whatever.
probably try and watch that again, but I
I would
wouldn't watch
never.
any of these again. I reckon The Lion King, just dull and dreadful and sad. Just the
And also, you hate the original Lion King, so
Yeah.
you're not gonna like.
just the worst of old school Disney stuff where it's just dreary and sad, but it's supposed to be for kids, but it's even worse than that.
because
And
it looks
you
real.
can't even see their mouths move or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
Just a movie. Here
Yep.
we go. Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Glass.
Yep.
Triple Frontier. Gemini Man. Terminator: Dark Fate.
I'm going to say Gemini Man because they put all this time and technology
Yeah.
into making second young Will Smith.
That's
But
right.
they didn't think about any other aspect of that movie.
Yeah, whether it's interesting or compelling or you like the main character.
No.
Yeah, the answer's no. Yeah. Captain Marvel, fun 90s throwback.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought a lot
fine.
mostly. I like Terminator Dark Fate, I think, is held up pretty well.
I think Terminator Dark Fate, I've said this before, is easily the best movie sequel.
Yeah.
After Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
And Glass, at least there's a lot to talk about in that movie.
And Bruce Willis drowns in a puddle at
he
the
drowns
end.
in a puddle at the end. That's
I
right.
did not care for it. Triple Frontier was weird because it's got like Ben Affleck and Boyd Holbrook and
Yeah.
there's a whole lot of interesting, but it's just kind of like
Yeah.
Anyway, Gemini Man.
Nice. What a weird thing.
Yep.
Spies in Disguise.
Will Smith is a pigeon.
God, big year for Will Smith.
Yeah. Being in bad movies.
Being in bad movies. Was this the year that? No, it's previously. This is apparently the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith separated like 6 years ago.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's none of our business. Tall girl.
That was the one where they were like, what if a girl was tall?
She's not even that tall.
She's not
She's like
that
6'1"
tall.
or something.
Yeah, why couldn't she be like 9 feet tall?
9 feet
That's
tall.
a tall girl.
That's tall.
Also, I don't know if it's like anybody else. I like tall women. Not in the sense that like this is my thing, but I've never looked at a tall woman and been like, yuck.
Right?
What the fuck is happening?
I don't know, man.
Well, is that so strange that a woman is tall? I'm like 5'10". There's a bunch of women that are taller than me. It's not that unusual.
That's true.
Yeah, anyway.
Serenity.
That's the one where it's Matthew McConaughey and then it's weird and then anyway it's virtual reality or something.
Oh,
Anyway, it's Spies in Disguise because Will Smith is a pigeon.
that's true.
Or it's Tall Girl.
But how long is he a pigeon for in that movie?
In like the second half at
Oh,
least.
okay, great. I love
yeah,
that.
I don't know.
2020.
All right, here we go.
Big year for movies.
Yeah,
Big year for movies.
it is.
Promising Young Woman.
Great.
I didn't see it.
Really good. You should watch
Greenland.
it. A good end of the world apocalypse kind
Oh.
of Geostorm movie.
Nomadland. Not perfect, but
I haven't seen
didn't
it.
I didn't hate it.
I'll put that in for you.
Another round
Put that in for you.
because you've
Because I have your DVD copy and I haven't watched it. Yes, I know.
Great. Tenet.
Yeah.
Palm Springs.
Palm Springs is fun.
Borat again.
Yeah, I know it's not called Borat again.
Bill and Ted again.
Yep.
The Rental.
Rental's fun.
Oh.
No, it's not. It's not fun, but it's good.
The Invisible Man.
It's a good movie.
Wolf Walkers.
Haven't seen it. Levin's told me to watch it. I still haven't watched it.
Oh, yeah. Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Great animated.
Australia's Own the Dry.
Eric Banner's so dry.
That's right. Extraction.
Extraction.
Rise of the TMNT, the movie.
Good movie.
Okay. The Kid Detective.
Good movie too. I'm going to say Promising Young Woman or The
Okay.
Kid Detective. And also, I would say those two movies kind of similar in like tone.
Oh, interesting.
Different stories.
Okay.
And both have Adam Brody, actually.
Do they?
Yeah.
There you go. Big year for
You
Adam
should
Brody.
watch Promising Young Woman. It's very hard, but very funny and very good.
God,
I'm going to say Promising Young Woman.
Okay, great. I'm going to say... See, I would say The Kid Detective, but I watched it... if I'm going by the
movie you just watched?
No, if I'm going by the, like, what would I go home and watch tonight?
Yeah.
I just watched The Kid Detective.
Okay, if you were going by a movie that you lent me that I haven't watched yet,
It'd be another
and you'll
round.
probably never get back.
It'd be another round,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm just going to wait till the Leonardo DiCaprio English reboot, and then I'll break your DVD in half. They're really doing that, by the way.
I love that. I'm going to go with Palm Springs.
Okay, fair
It's
enough.
a fun movie.
It is a
good
fun
time,
movie.
good premise.
Very funny.
Paid off very well.
Kristen Milotti.
Yeah, two
I
very
like.
charming leads. Very good. J.K. Simmons.
Yep. Oh,
He's
yeah,
an
J.K.
insane
Simmons
man
is-
who gets drawn into the whole situation.
Yep.
Pretty great, but he's just a guy.
Just a
Love
guy.
that. Worst movie. Ooh, Milan.
Bad.
Wonder Woman 84. Bloodshot. For me, it's Wonder Woman 84 by a country mile. Let me tell you that.
I think it's Milan.
Okay.
'Cause they're all
Not
the-
Bloodshot?
Bloodshot's not even bad.
No, it's
Bloodshot
not.
should be just a movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to move it.
Bloodshot, I think, was the last movie I saw before
Same.
before Victoria went into lockdown.
And then I didn't see a movie for 14 years.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to say Wonder Woman 84, dreadful.
All right.
I think when we reviewed it at the time, I'm like, this is fine, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's dreadful.
It's dreadful.
It's dreadful. It's really bad.
But Pedro Pascal.
And we're talking about it, aren't we?
And we're talking about how dreadful it is.
So that's a big win. Also, especially compared to the previous one.
Yeah, you're right.
A real downgrade.
I'm still saying Milan because they didn't put the songs in.
Yeah. The concept itself, not bad, but the fact
No.
that none of it made any sense. And there's the part where there's the part where Pedro Pascal's character's like, to his daughter or something, he's like, oh, you thought I was a cool guy, but I'm actually a big loser guy. Do you remember that?
And she's like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know who you are. Just a movie.
Yep.
Written Monster Hunger. That's not a real movie, James.
Monster Hunter, sorry.
The New Mutants.
Yep.
It's got to be The New Mutants.
Or Bloodshot.
Might be Bloodshot.
I've seen Monster Hunter, and it is just a movie. It's Paul W.S. Anderson,
Yes.
who did some of the Resident Evil movies.
Uh-huh.
And guess who he's got in the lead of Monster Hunter?
His wife.
Yes, and Tony
Mrs.
Stark.
W.S. Anderson.
It's also not set in any of the Monster Hunter universes from
Whoa.
whatever. And I think it's just a movie.
Wow. You'll say anything.
What would you say, New Mutants?
Yeah, New Mutants.
All right.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, well, that's the point, isn't it?
That's true.
There's a big bear.
Yeah. 2021, big year for movies. As
Hang
far as I'm
on.
concerned.
What a weird thing.
Oh, Doolittle. The movie Doolittle. Pretty weird.
Weird, probably worst, haven't seen it, but the idea that Robert Downey Jr. went, what's my next move?
Yeah, after making tens or potentially hundreds of millions of dollars,
Yep.
I can do anything. I could, reinvigorate my
I could
career.
disappear.
I could disappear forever.
I could start doing drugs again.
Yeah. I could do $100 million worth of drugs. I could buy $100 million worth of luxury watches and crush them up and snort them if I wanted to. But instead, I'll do this. He could have been like, because he's talked about, recently, like,
He could have been an indie darling.
Yeah, he could. Like,
I mean, he
was
still is.
He felt like he forgot how to act, and he
Yeah.
could have done anything. And he's just like, I'm going to do this.
Anyway, he's great in
So-
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
2021, big year for movies.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
great.
know that. Red Notice, very funny. Dune, The Black Phone,
Black Phone's good.
Finch.
What's
I don't know
that?
Don't know. What are you even talking about? Finch.
I might have meant to write Fletch.
Oh, okay. I like Fletch.
Yeah, I meant to write Fletch.
Fletch, okay.
I think that one was for you.
Okay. Stowaways, No Time to Die. Good call.
Yep.
Malignant, The French Dispatch, The Suicide Squad, Nobody.
Finch is a Tom Hanks apocalyptic movie. It's real.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. It's interesting you didn't put down Fletch for me.
Shut up.
It's really sad.
Maybe I did.
That might have been 2022.
It might have been, yeah.
Nobody, which is
I thought it was fine.
yeah.
It's John Wick, but the guy from Better Call Saul.
Yeah. Willy's Wonderland.
Haven't seen it.
The Power of the Dog.
Good movie.
Yeah. Encanto.
Yep.
The Harder They Fall.
That's a good one.
The Green Knight.
Green Knight's good.
Army of the Dead.
You loved it.
I didn't. I hated it. Thought it was bad.
Okay.
Oxygen.
Set in a Box movie. Also in French. It's
Ooh.
good.
Pig.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Tick Tick Boom.
Haven't seen it.
Liked it and haven't gone back to it.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
Yep.
Luca. Raya.
Luke is great, by the way. It's good good movie.
All right, language.
It's fuck you. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Where are we? Snyder Cut.
Yep. Rain Last Dragon's good
You've
also.
written Nobody Again.
Yeah,
I think
Nobody
that's
Again.
cool. So just watching it again.
Yeah, watching
And you watch it and then
I didn't get it.
watch it and then immediately watch it again and see how you feel after 2 viewings. of nobody. The card counter, no war home.
Shut up. No more home.
No
Did
more-
you see the card counter? I put that on for you.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. Godzilla versus Kong, The King's Man,
Yep.
Snake Eyes.
Yeah, man. We'll get to
Yeah.
that in a minute.
Nice.
I
If we have time.
mean, it's
We'll
probably
probably have time.
yeah, it's probably Red Notice.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, of all those ones, of all the ones we've named there, award-winning movies,
Yep.
critically acclaimed movies, you know,
I'm gonna say Power of the Dog.
it's good.
It's got
Is that still on Netflix? I know it's a Netflix
no,
exclusive, but I
no,
wonder if
they took it off and they killed everybody associated with it.
No, not Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, they killed him.
Oh, man.
It's all AI.
Wow.
It's got Benedict Cumberbatch, Jesse Plemons, Cody Smith McPhee, Kirsten Dunst, Paul Dano's in it. It's
Yep.
written by Jane Campion. It's just a very good movie.
Yeah, No Time to Die.
Yeah.
Good finale for the Daniel Craig Bond.
It's a shame that the director is apparently bad.
Oh, yeah, okay, I forgot he's
Apparently,
yeah.
I'm not saying it is. I agree. It's a good movie. It is, yeah. But Snake Eyes. I mean, we'll talk about it in a minute.
You know what the thing about No Time to Die is?
Yep.
I think it's a good movie, good action movie. It's not as Bond
No.
as I think it should be.
Okay.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
I get. You could argue that all of those are not Bond enough.
I think Casino Royale's pretty Bond.
That's true.
And I think
Skyfall, Spectre.
I think Spectre is pretty Bond, and I think Quantum of Solace is pretty Bond. But I don't think No Time to Die is as Bond as it could be.
Okay.
Look, I like The French Dispatch a lot. I
seen it.
rewatched that
Haven't
this week.
seen it.
The Green Knight's so weird, though, isn't it?
It's weird. I like it.
Yeah, it's good. I'm going to
Yeah.
say The Green Knight.
All right. I'm going to go Power of the Dog.
Nice. Worst movie. Ooh, here we go. See, sometimes you put movies in here, James.
Yeah.
I've noticed. This is the thing I've noticed about you.
Yeah, well,
and I'm like, these could go in any color.
Where's your fucking list, mate?
It's right here.
That's my list.
I don't know.
I
think
did
you'll-
change mine
I was
slightly.
going to say, I think if you look at yours, it'll be demonstrably quite different.
My OCD is kicking in and I'm
Yeah.
altering it as we go.
That's right. Well, that's your downfall.
Yeah.
Worst movie: Matrix 4,
Yep.
Spiral from the Book of Saw,
Yep.
Halloween Kills, Thunder Force.
Thunder Force,
Yes,
100%.
yeah,
Fucking
absolutely.
You made me watch like 15 minutes of that, and I still think
Awful.
about how
So
much I hated that
That's
movie.
a Melissa McCarthy movie where she's a superhero.
Sort of. And who's it? Octavia Spencer?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe Jason Statham's like a prawn-handed man or something.
Oh,
I
it's
didn't get
awful,
that far.
that
It's
movie.
so bad.
So bad. Just absolutely
Unfunny. All the tropes are like...
outdated.
Oh, God.
It feels like
The
they
leather
went,
suits.
Yeah, it feels like they went and we'll do a superhero movie, scary movie,
Yeah.
kind of parody kind of thing, but they forgot to put any
But
jokes.
that's the biggest problem with it is that it's not funny
Yeah.
at all.
yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Even like Halloween Kills was the filler one.
Yeah, and Matrix 4 was like, at least they're doing something.
I'm not saying anything
Bad.
bad about Matrix 4 because in 10 years I'll get it. And I'll be like, oh, it was good. I didn't notice. I
didn't
forgot.
notice.
And Spiral.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just a movie.
Yep.
Venom 2.
Yep.
Yeah, for me. Black Widow. Free Guy. Boy, these are such just a
I
movies.
know.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, Jungle Cruise, The Eternals.
I'm going to say Free Guy because it's all the properties that you know.
Yeah, it is no one
in
love,
one,
isn't it?
it's,
Yeah.
it's sort of GTA, and there's a moment where he's like, "That's a freaking lightsaber, man!"
Oh,
and
yeah, that's right.
Uses
and then
Captain
Chris Evans is
America's
like, oh,
shield.
man, that's my shield.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
That is bad.
And it's like online gaming and whatever.
Yeah.
And Taika Waititi's playing a really irritating person.
That's right. I liked. Was it Jodie Comer? Is in
Jodie
that?
Comer's in that,
And Joe Keery is in.
Yes.
That? He's in something. He's in Fargo. He's coming up in Fargo.
Oh,
This
new Fargo.
New season of Fargo. He's going to be in it.
Fargo.
That's exciting. I'm going to say Venom 2. It's real, like it's Tom Hardy. It's got Woody Harrelson. I would love them to have better chemistry in a better movie.
Sure.
But they don't.
Maybe
have
they do a season of True Detective together called Even Truer Detectives.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Now, in What a Weird Thing,
Yep.
you've written House of Gucci, but I think what you mean is Jared Leto in House of Gucci.
You are correct.
The movie Old,
Yep.
as in the beach that makes you old.
But that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's a good thing.
And then Amazon Cinderella, right?
That's the one, the Cinderella, where they stopped people at traffic lights and James Corden thrust his dick at everybody.
Oh, I hated that.
Yeah,
That's
so
bad. But let's go with Old.
Okay, but just to clarify, in a good way.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Same with Bandersnatch.
Yes.
All
All right, this is going to be our last year
Okay.
of our lives.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Best movie 2022. Glass Onion.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Barbarian. The Menu. Mithrigan.
Mithrigan.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Glass Onion.
The second time, yeah. I put it in twice.
Yeah, I know. Bullet Train. White Noise.
White Noise is fun.
What's White Noise?
It's a weird Netflix Noah Baumbach movie with
Oh,
Adam
right.
Driver and Greta Gerwig. It's good.
Oh, the world's going to end?
Yeah, it's really
they've
good.
They've got to pack up their car? Okay,
It's not for everybody. I really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, the Banshees of Ed Sheeran.
That's right. You are correct. Confess Fletch.
That's for you.
Thank you. Doctor Strange 2.
That's
Puss in
for
Boots
me.
2.
Yep.
Avatar 2.
Yep.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yep.
Prey. The Stranger.
Oh, Strange is good.
Emily the Criminal.
Good movie too.
That's good. Barbarian.
Yep.
Again.
Yep. What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gold.
That's good. Zac Efron.
Oh,
It's on Stan or something.
okay. What is it about?
He's guarding a gold nugget, waiting for a guy to come back.
So it's a sequel
And he
to
goes-
Australia's The Nugget.
Correct.
Right, I love
Starring
that.
Eric Banner and whoever.
The Northman, good
Yep.
movie. The Batman.
Yep.
Watcher.
I cannot. If you want like a harrowing horror movie,
I don't.
The Watch is so good. That's all I was
Wow.
saying. Watch is just terrific. Loved it.
Good. That's a good list.
Yeah.
I would also add the movie Tar, which came out in 2022.
I haven't seen it, so I didn't put it on.
Okay, that's fine. That's good.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to do that
I understand.
because I haven't seen it.
I understand.
And apparently, she's actually quite rude.
She's very rude.
So I'm not going to.
In a way, her behavior is quite rude at times.
Yeah. Would you say it's a bit sticky, like tar?
Yes, I would say that. Yeah, her behavior is very sticky.
A sticking
I'd say-
point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did she throw anybody into a tar pit and
Yeah.
go, "That's my name, bitch"?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. She does do that.
So that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Maybe I will watch it then.
Yeah. Let's see. God, big list, good list.
I liked White Noise a lot.
Yeah.
Puss in Boots 2 is good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Everything Ever All at Once and whatever.
Yep.
Seems obvious. Maverick's good.
Yeah.
You know what? I know. Like,
Doctor Strange 2, pretty good.
yeah. The Batman is very good. I
Yeah.
would say I'm one that I think about a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to say The Watcher,
Okay.
even though it might not be,
Right.
but I really liked it.
Well, I'm going to say the best movie of the year was... Oh, look, I like The Banshees of Inisherin. Maybe I didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to.
It's a good movie, though.
Yes.
I noticed you're not saying the movie Bullet Train because it's just okay, maybe.
It is just okay, maybe. I liked it.
Now, Mason, I put Confess Fletcher on for you, so I
Yeah.
feel like you should be obligated to pick that one.
Well,
'Cause
you
I
feel
went out of-
betrayed?
I went out of my
Then
way.
I'm going to say Confess Fletch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Worst movie.
Yep.
The Bubble, which is the...
Judd Apatow filmed in a lockdown something.
Yeah.
It's not as... I don't think it's as bad as everybody says it is.
Same.
But I still put it on here.
Yeah. Fantastic Beasts 3. Woeful.
Fucking dreadful. The horse who picks the magical president.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dreadful.
But
Boring.
if you just if you have a zombie one, they're like, that seems normal.
Did you bring that with you? Yeah, fine. Yep.
Morbius, also dreadful.
Yep.
Thor 4, dreadful.
Yep.
Pinocchio,
Now,
dreadful.
I wanted to ask you about Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Because you've seen it
I have seen
famously
it.
and I have not seen
It's
it.
dreadful.
Why did you even bother watching
Because
it?
you said we're going to watch it and talk about it. You know this, James. That's why you're laughing. That's why you're laughing in a sinister manner, because you know precisely what you did. You know what you did. Moonfall.
Not that bad, but
Not
I put
that
it
bad.
on here. Yeah.
Very silly.
Yep.
Jurassic World 3.
I liked it, but it is bad.
It is
I
bad.
know it's bad. I know.
Lightyear. Oh, this is
Fucking hell.
this is a strong list of contenders because Lightyear, dull as ditch water.
The problem with these ones as well is they're all fresh,
They are very fresh.
so
aren't
it's
they?
hard.
Fantastic.
God, I really hated Fantastic Beasts though.
but it's fun to make fun of.
It is
Morbius is
boring.
bad and boring and dull. So it might be Morbius, and it's got that. It's got a great gamers onto it.
Yeah, it does.
At least Fantastic Beasts 3 was kind of like, yeah, we know we're not going to get 2 more of these.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. Jurassic World 3 was mostly about bugs, and that's cool. I
Yeah,
like
it was.
that.
Lightyear. God, boring.
I'm going to say Morbius.
I'm going to say Fantastic Beasts
Wow.
3.
Just a movie.
Yep.
You've written The Grey Movie. I presume you mean The Grey Man. Samaritan is the Sylvester Stallone movie where he's a superhero and he's just like, I'm just
I
a
looked
man.
at the
I'm just a man.
I looked at the director of Samaritan.
Yes, you looked at him.
And
He
yeah,
was there.
I looked him in the eye and I said, "What did you do here?"
Yes.
No, and he directed like something that I really liked.
Interesting.
What did he do? Yeah, he directed Overlord. That's right.
There you go, all right.
And he directed The Pope's Exorcist, which I haven't seen, but it does have that fun gif of Russell Crowe riding a Vespa. The first 20 times I saw that, I thought it was fucking the guy who made, what's his name? He did wine ads in like the 70s and 80s. He was the voice of Unicron.
Orson Welles.
I kept thinking it was Orson
What's
Welles.
Orson Welles and a Vespa? That makes sense. All right, just a movie. Black Adam, Uncharted. I'm going to say Uncharted.
Yeah.
An absolute nothing of a movie.
Did you see the great movie?
The Grey Man movie. Yeah, I did, yeah.
And?
It's boring.
Yeah.
So boring. But there is a scene where he fights a bunch of people on a tram.
Okay.
And that's cool.
Uncharted then. I
Yeah,
agree.
Black Adam is not
Can you
great.
believe Uncharted came out last year?
No.
That's not true, right?
like a
Is this a mistake?
Feels like a
Like,
2019
genuinely.
movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it can. I don't know. I don't know,
Let me
James.
check. No, it is last year.
Wow.
That's wrong, right? Something happened?
It feels
It was
wrong.
February.
Oh, that'll
But
do it.
still.
Oh, February of last year.
Yeah,
Okay,
but also that movie felt like it came out in 2016,
Yeah.
the week after it came out.
Yeah, awful.
Yeah.
Black Adam didn't love it, but I think it's got some nice ideas.
Yep.
And the Justice Society are in it. Mm-hmm. And Henry Winkler's in it. And he's touring Melbourne.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe I'll see Henry Winkler.
Maybe you won't.
I'm like, hello, Henry Winkler.
Maybe he doesn't want to see you.
Well, we'll see when I meet him, won't we?
See what he says.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Uncharted. Absolute.
I agree.
Just drivel. just a nothing of a movie.
Just a box office fart.
Yeah. I would even put it in worst movie as well. I don't know.
Well, then you can't pick it for just a movie.
Oh, then I'm saying just a movie.
Okay. Because you don't want to change. You don't want to think about this
I don't
again.
have to think about it ever again. And what a weird thing.
Yep.
We got Don't Worry, Darling,
Yep.
where it was Stepford Wives, but in a computer.
Yep.
Spiderhead. Oh, yeah, I remember Spiderhead.
That's for you.
Thank you.
I put that in because isn't there a drug they keep saying the name of?
Yeah. And they're like, can't remember what it's called, but it's like, don't take the...
Clandropolorifin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's cool.
That one was for you as well, so
thank
you have
you.
to pick it.
Okay, I will. I think I'm probably going
Yeah.
to. Secret Headquarters.
That's the one where Owen Wilson's is a dad, but he's also Iron Man.
I remember.
Okay.
Saw an ad on a bus.
Yeah.
The Munsters.
Where Rob Zombie remade the Monsters.
That come out this year. That year.
Yep.
That year.
That year.
Okay.
I'm going to say Don't Worry, Darling, because it's very strange.
It is strange,
And
isn't it?
the story behind it is kind of interesting. And
That's true.
yeah.
Looks
Wow.
nice.
Yeah.
Good looking movie. I mean, I want to say Spiderhead, obviously.
Yeah, because of that drug.
Yeah. No, I'm going to say Don't Worry, Darling as well.
All right. Wait.
Yes.
Let me find out what the name of the drug is.
Okay.
And then you can
Maybe
decide.
it'll change my mind.
You can decide then. The drug's called N40.
No, it's a different one.
No, it's a love drug. It's
Oh.
Darkenflox.
Darkenflox. It's like, they're going to give him the Darkenflox. You better take the Darkenflox.
How much Darkenflox have you had?
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
not enough or too much.
That's right. You don't take too much or not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's the whole thing, isn't it?
Wow.
Did you see this is unrelated, but we were talking about Invincible earlier. They released a trailer for the Mortal Kombat 1 Omni-Man pack.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
His fatalities are just one of his fatalities is he drags you down into the subway and he hits you with a train and you kill
Like
all the
in the-
innocent bystanders.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That is fun. It's
Yeah,
a
it is
lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
All right, should we move it along?
Let's move it along.
I'm just thinking if we've got time to squeeze in Snake Eyes. We'll see if we can fit it in what we're reading.
Okay, great.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today? I was just thinking, I have a lot to say about Snake Eyes.
Sure.
So maybe we hold it off to the next week?
Yeah, next
Episode
week.
501?
Next week's free.
All
I
right,
think.
great.
I mean, we will have to talk about Kills of the Flower Moon, I think.
Oh, double feature.
Kills of the Flower Moon,
Yep.
Snake Eyes. I think thematically because they're both about heritage
And Snake Eyes.
culture and Snake Eyes. I
Yeah,
think
okay.
so.
Is that out at cinemas or is it going straight to Appel?
That's cinemas, I think.
I have to go to a cinema.
You don't have to.
Oh my God, Mason. I'm just trying to figure out when I'm going to actually see it. It goes for 3 hours and 26 minutes, Mason.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you fucking kidding me with
I
this?
am not kidding you with that, James. You thought I was kidding you with it, but I am not.
Fuck, all right. Mason, what have you been reading?
That's a great question, James. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to watch.
What?
I'm going to rewatch
Your
Blade Runner.
figure?
Yes.
Mm.
Summer's coming. Mm-hmm. I'm going to rewatch Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, yeah.
And probably Hell or High Water. It's a good movie. I
agree.
But I also read the first issue of Skybound's Transformers.
I read some of that and then I'm like, I'm coming back to this, but I haven't yet. Yeah. What do you think?
Pretty good.
Pretty violent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Part of this sort of Energon universe, this emerging Energon universe,
Yeah.
which is going to cover G.I. Joe and some other properties.
And Void Rivals.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's
That's a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Written and illustrated by Daniel Warren Johnson.
Ooh.
So that's exciting.
Do you know much about him?
Not a thing.
All right, then.
I'll click his Wikipedia page and we'll see what comes up.
Let's do it.
Okay. Comic book artist and writer,
Oh, 2 things.
based in Chicago.
Chicago.
Yep.
That's all you got for me?
Oh, he did do a power bomb, which we're considering doing for
Oh, the book somebody
Some of
wrote
the
in
book
for
club.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, this week we did a commentary on... We did a
28
Days Later,
Yeah, mhm.
which is a good movie.
Very good.
Yeah.
I do a Power Bomb, which is a comic book about wrestling.
Yeah.
So I think we should read that and talk
I
about
agree.
it.
Let's do it. Not now, obviously.
Okay. James, what have you been reading?
I haven't read anything. But I did watch a show, or I'm in the middle of watching a show.
Yes.
You could even say that I'm trying to get caught up on the fall of the House of Usher.
Because that's the song he does.
Who?
The musical artist Usher.
I'm not sure. But listen, Mason, the fall of the House of Usher.
Ask me if I'm sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Because he's got a song. It's called Yeah.
Ask me if I'm sure of something. Ask
James,
me a question.
James, are you sure about that?
I'm sure that if I was Usher, I'd be giving a bunch of people chlamydia or whatever he did.
No.
I don't know if that's true. I have a vague memory of it.
Wow. You're thinking of koalas.
Anyway, so this is Mike Flanagan's thing.
Okay.
Imagine Succession,
Yep.
except supernaturals and murders and such. It's got a great cast. It's just a lot of good things happening. I'm probably 4 or 5 in. I'm just having a good time with it. And it's a spooky time. And I
Okay.
got scared, but I'm okay.
You seem a bit scared.
I'm frightened.
You've recorded this entire podcast from under a blanket.
Yeah.
With a torch under your face.
Yes, that's true. But that's not because I'm
And
scared.
you've constantly been
That's
wetting
because
yourself.
I've wet my pants. I'm going to say because I've wet my pants and I don't want to take this blanket off. Okay. There's some horrific kind of body horror stuff in it without saying specifically. There's a moment where a bunch of people get covered in acid and kind of like melt, and it's just
don't like that at
good
all.
Lord.
I don't like that at all.
I like a lot of Midnight Mass. If you see Midnight Mass,
Yes.
there's some people who carry over from that as well,
Ah.
some actors, and just good stuff, mate. All in all, good stuff. Anything else here on What Are We Reading?
I think that's everything this week.
Well, the 500th What We Reading.
Is it though?
I don't
Did we did it in the first
I
episode?
don't know.
Yeah, right.
What are you asking me for?
Because you were there, man.
I was there. You're right. I
Been
remember
there
it
since the beginning.
Yep.
And you'll be there till nearly the end.
nearly the end.
Yep.
What does that mean? He's putting his hands up, like he knows something, or planning something. Either way, I don't like it. All right, next segment of the show.
Yes, that's right. It's letters.
Yeah, man.
It's letters.
I'm ready.
James, as is tradition, I'm going to do this poorly.
Okay.
So here we go. The classic one was
Letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away.
I know they're here right now. We're going to do letters.
Wow.
There's a comment under this because, as you know, I play this off YouTube.
Yeah.
And the first comment says, I think it must be the top comment. It's so weird to listen to this with actual good sound quality and not the sound quality of Meso's phone running through another mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great. You can do that.
That's so
You
good.
can go there. You can go
check
and do
it out.
You can check it out.
The
It's
best
got
version of it.
It's got 19,000 views.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
it's a lot. I think.
I can't believe we've done that many episodes.
I can.
I mean, I can't really shout them out all, but Collins has been putting them on like the various socials. But all the fan artwork and things that people have sent our ways, and just incredible stuff. So check out our socials, and maybe if you did one, it'll appear there potentially.
That's right.
Yeah, just really nice things. People are saying nice things, Mason.
Well, speaking of nice things, here's an email.
If you want to reach the show, #WeeklyPlanetPod on Twitter or weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com. Go on.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Good.
Maybe I'll never say it.
Good.
Oh, I've remembered.
Oh.
This is from Reagan. And that
President
Reagan says-
Ronald Reagan?
President Ronald Reagan. He says, thank you for 500 great episodes.
True.
You're welcome, President Ronald Reagan. Hello, he says. That's classic Ronald Reagan.
Typical.
He would say that, wouldn't he? Like, hello, Americans. He might
Hello.
say.
And how does he do it? Hello.
Yeah, nice.
I fucking suck.
Yeah, that's
cetera.
yeah. But then he goes on to say, I don't think there would be ever be a better time to thank you for 10 great years of content than your 500th episode.
Yeah.
I
probably the
don't
best
have an
time.
amazing talent as many other fans within the community, so I hope my words can express my gratitude.
Well, maybe your words are your talent. Let's find out. Go
My
on.
words might be the talent. Let's find out. We'll give you an evaluation at the end.
Yep.
I mean, words aren't our talent. So,
No.
as we've just illustrated. I've been watching since 2015, starting with best moments in bad comic book movies and joining the podcast soon after. I remember leaving the tragedies of Fantastic and BVS and getting excited for the podcast episode those weeks.
Oh, my
and the
goodness.
Weekly Planet Awards at the end of every year are a personal favourite to listen to on any plane journey.
My goodness.
What are you doing at the end of the year? Going on a plane?
Going on a plane, yeah.
Probably doing president stuff.
No doubt.
Yeah. After travelling abroad to study at university for a year, making friends was hard, and it got a bit lonely some days, but I always had your pods and videos to rely on for some escapism.
Oh.
I don't think there was a day where I didn't watch a video or listen to some episodes, and I cannot thank you all enough for it. You may see your funny nerd news show as something silly, but it's played a huge role in my life, from great content to read and watch, and just raising my spirits every Monday. Thank you, James Mason and Collins, for the best pods every week. Thank you, Ben Lawrence, and many others over the years for the great video edits.
Wow. It turns out his talent is words.
That's right.
And also being a bad president.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good job, Ronald.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're not my favourite Ronald.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Ronald McDonald.
From
I got to watch episode 2
Always
of Loki
Sunny.
tonight as well.
Oh, yeah, you got to watch that one, the McDonald's one.
Yeah, the McDonald's episode. In future, people are going to call it the McDonald's episode, I would imagine.
That's what it is, though.
That's great.
No, thank you so much. That's really kind. That's a very nice thing for you to say because, you know, this is it does feel like a silly thing we do, mostly for selfish reasons.
We are pretty silly.
We certainly are.
We are silly and selfish.
Speaking of silly and selfish, this is from Nick Fisher, who says, genuinely happy to hear Mr. Sunday Movies and at Wikipedia Brown discussing The Voice on hashtag WikiPlanetPod. I was curious if you have any recommendations for great films that showcase the stolen generation or even the first people's voices, aside from Rabbit Proof Fence. I was going to say Rabbit Proof Fence. No, I do have some other ones. But
yes.
we talked about this last week, and I don't know if we got any pushback because I didn't read any in the comments because I can't. But it didn't go through, which wasn't surprising. I didn't think it was going to go through, and it didn't.
That's right.
But that sucks. But, you know, I guess that's the country we live in, a place that sucks.
Yep.
Which we knew.
We knew already.
We already knew.
Yeah.
And I know it wasn't particularly like framed well and whatever, and there was a bunch of misinformation. It didn't go far enough, etc. So yeah. But anyways, here's some things that I recommend.
Oh, yes.
A movie called The Nightingale.
Oh, yes.
It's not like it's a First Nation specifically, but it is set in an era where like of great turmoil and like slavery and things that happened in Australia to Indigenous people, which we've mostly brushed over or attempted to. There's a documentary called The Australian Dream, which covers Adam Goodes, who's a Indigenous AFL, which is Australian football player, who people just turned on for a time.
Yeah,
because he was like, I think there's some racism in football, and people are like, boo, just kick a ball.
Yeah.
You're not special or whatever. But
we're booing for different reasons than the reasons you said.
Treated fucking appallingly. There's a show called Black Comedy, which is really fun. I think that's from, I want to say like 2015, 2014. And a person from what was the name of the actor? Stephen Oliver showed up as the Pied Piper in a recent Auntie Donna.
Oh, that's right. Coffee
season.
Cafe, yeah.
Yeah, which was really good. And of course, Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles has excellent representation. You might think that movie is only set in Los Angeles, but that's not true. They've got some Australian outback stuff happening.
That's right.
In addition. So there's some things that you might want to check out if you were so inclined. But
it's good stuff.
What do you got, Mason?
James, here's an email from Jack. Jack says, might be a president, who knows? Hey, mates, thank you so much for entertaining us all for 500 great episodes. Been listening since James uploaded Who is the Best Avenger, ranking the Avengers on how good of a friend they'd be. Mm-hmm. Loved it and been on board this chaotic ride
I don't
since.
remember that.
Cheers to the both of you. Neither do I. P.S. I'm writing this on my 19th birthday, so that's pretty cool.
Whoa, happy 19th birthday. No, Mason, you're well over 19 by quite a long way.
Oh, come on, mate.
Yeah, by at least 6 years.
Come on, mate. Can't you lie about my age?
Can I lie about your age?
Yes. Thanks, man.
I'm defining again. Thank you so much. That's really cool. I got one here, Mason, from that dude that plays that game.
I love that.
He says, when are we getting a Frank Miller Caravan of Garbage series? You said you'd do it like a year ago, like you did with the Alan Moore ones. Want to hear you boys talk about Sin City? Yeah, we will.
Oh,
we definitely will.
Yeah.
There's do we do the animated stuff as well? Because there's the Dark Knight Returns, and there's also Year One. But then there's 300.
There's 300.
What else is there? What other Frank Miller movies did they make?
Spirit?
The Spirit.
Yeah, okay.
Sin City.
That's enough.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
Let's do the three. Let's do the Sin Cities and then the
yeah,
Spirit.
I agree. We'll do them. We'll wall them off and do them together.
Thank
but
you.
yeah, we will. We will.
Here's one more email from Daryl. He says, hello, James Mason and the haunting spirit of little James.
Daryl.
I recently came to the realization that while I'm super familiar with The Rock, I've never actually seen him in a movie.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Are there any actors that you realize
Aren't you watching Red Notice?
Yeah. Are there any actors that you realize you know solely by their public personas and not by any of their work? Keep up the great work, guys.
Public personas.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's a bunch of wrestlers who do like direct to streaming stuff that I've never seen.
Right, okay.
Like the combatant.
Sure.
Or American Sniper Hero or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm
sure.
like, and it's
Yeah.
like starring like Steve Briggs, WrestleMania guy, or
Sure, yeah.
all of these things are made up, I'm saying. But you understand the vibe.
No, there are so many wrestlers and so many direct-to-DVD movies that's actually correct.
Okay.
You've actually nailed several real movies there.
I guess. I don't think I've ever seen Taylor Swift in a movie, even though she's done some movies.
Yeah, you haven't seen that bit in...
I've seen the bit where she gets pushed down to the car, yes.
Just in
But I haven't
Amsterdam.
seen the movie, no.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't know. Yeah. Great question. I bet it's more of a director thing. I bet I've seen more directors get in hot water and say stupid stuff or whatever than I've actually seen their movies.
Fair enough, yeah.
But that's wild. You've never seen anything with The Rock in it.
I don't know. It doesn't make any
What's
sense.
if you were going to recommend one of The Rock movie? Not even a Fast and Furious movie?
Moana. It's Moana.
Okay, great.
100%. It's Moana.
nice.
It's his
Good
best
call.
movie.
What about Be Cool?
No.
Okay, great.
I would say watch Get Shorty and then don't watch Be Cool, a movie I haven't seen.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And then maybe watch Get Shorty, the TV series, which is also apparently pretty good.
I like it.
It's got Raymond Romano.
That's right.
Everybody loves Raymond Romano. Debois.
I've never.
It's not possible for us doing this, right?
No, it's probably true.
It's not
yeah.
possible.
Unless they're like, talented and award winning,
Yeah.
and then we've probably seen them. We've heard what they've said, but
We've heard and seen what they've done.
That's
and said.
exactly right. Yeah.
All right, is that the
No,
show?
that's wild. If anybody else has an example, let us know.
Yeah.
know?
God.
Don't make one up. Don't be like, I've never seen Tom Holland in anything.
I've never seen Harrison Ford in anything.
Blah,
That's you.
blah, blah.
Yeah. Wow, I just want to say, Mason, before you wrap it up, I cannot believe we've done 500 episodes and it's lasted this long and I don't have to have a real job. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Yes.
Aside from my family, of course, etc. Blah, blah, blah.
But they're not here, are they?
They're not
They've
here.
abandoned you, haven't
and
they?
they won't listen
They're
to
probably
this.
down at the park or the shops or something.
Do you reckon when I die, my family will listen to this and all my kids will listen to it and go, what is wrong with this guy?
No.
Why is he like this?
I don't think they'll
You don't
listen to it.
listen to it?
I don't think-
Yeah.
I think they'll start. I think maybe one of your kids will be like, I'm
gonna
going
commit to this.
I'm going to go on an epic journey, episode 1.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, boy, the audio quality's bad, isn't
Yep.
it? And then they'll go through it a bit. I reckon they'll maybe listen to an episode and a half.
Yep.
And they'll go, do these all have the same format?
Yes.
I think we get it now.
Okay, cool.
And then they'll stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, if they are listening, I just want you to know that I do like my kids a lot. Some would even say love
That's great.
and just wonderful people.
Well.
But they won't hear this.
Wow.
Maybe I should tell them in person. I'm so busy though.
Yeah.
Anyway, I also want to thank you, Nick Mason, for deciding to do this podcast with me. You could have said no
Oh, what if I had?
at any time.
That's true. Could I still say no?
No,
now?
not now.
Oh, come on. Oh, I'm just looking at my
we
contract.
said 1,000.
Yeah, I just checked my contract. It says I can't back out at episode 500, which is a real shame.
Yeah, I want to thank Claire for supporting us from the very get-go. There was no why are you doing this?
That's
I mean,
true.
there was, but it was kind of not related to this. It's just my general.
I think she'd used up all her why are you doing thises.
Yeah.
And she didn't have one left for the podcast.
That's
so.
right. I want to thank Collings, who started just doing helpful things, just apropos of nothing.
That's true.
For free, which he shouldn't have done.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it's just great having him on board and paying him properly. Same with Ben and Lawrence and Matt, who are editing. Just incredible. I mean, Sarabi, Maisie, Fidel,
Hell.
just more recent, but just incredible. Keeping the Facebook great mates, among other things, but in check. And it's such a nice community. And just the community itself is so wonderful and people are so supportive. And it's just
That's true.
It's real. I cannot stress enough how much just having this has just completely changed my life in a way. I never thought I would have this kind of freedom ever. I thought I didn't even know what I was going to do. I had no idea. What an opportunity. And I know it's luck. Completely fucking random. This should not have happened. And I'm just really grateful for it. And I hate being sincere.
Well, I want to say that my life would be exactly the same. Podcast.
Somebody
no
else
podcast.
would have done a podcast.
I know with absolute certainty my life would be exactly the same right now if I'd been doing a podcast for 10 years or not. Exactly the same. Live in the same place, doing the same stuff.
Yep.
I'd even be doing a podcast.
Yeah, maybe.
Even if I wasn't doing a podcast.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah. So just really great. I'm just really grateful.
Yeah. So what a great
Who
community.
fucking knew?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
glad that
Anyway,
our-
you should do it. If you think you should do
Yeah,
something,
do a
who
podcast.
knows?
Yeah.
Or something else.
Yeah, I'm glad that our audience and our community and listeners
Yeah.
are all cool and not psychos.
Yeah, exactly.
Because sometimes the internet is full of psychos and weirdos.
Yeah, and every now and then someone will be like, actually, that's not an opinion that I agree with, and you've actually alienated 50% of your audience. Hey, fuck off. I don't care. Go away. That's fine. I'm happy to trim down the audience.
If we can leave you with anything at episode 500, it's go away. If you could, please.
All right. But also, it's so nice that I think also that I like to think we're fairly progressive and open about people in this community, and we want to create a space, a nice environment, and people might be like, well, isn't this just a hug box? Yeah, maybe it
That's
it
nice.
is.
That
Maybe
sounds
it's just
cool.
a place where people can go and not be screamed at.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
I love that aspect of all of this. Because, everything sucks. And
Except this podcast.
which is amazing. And
Yeah.
it always will be. Anyways, continue, Mason.
Folks, thank you so much for listening for 10 years
Wow.
or any amount of time less than 10 years.
That's right.
Is also cool as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed.
But not 7 years.
Nah. What are you doing?
Come on, man.
Come on.
Get over yourself.
Give it another year.
Yeah,
Or give it one less year. But then you
Yeah.
come back to 7 if you keep listening.
that's true.
I don't know. Anyway, go
You're
on.
in a bind if you've been listening for 7 years.
Certainly.
Disgraceful and disgusting. Folks, if you want to, thank you for subscribing.
Yeah,
And thank you for telling your friends about the podcast because that's how we get new listeners.
it is, isn't it?
And thank you for leaving a 5-star review on your podcast catcher of choice. You can do it in app, most likely.
Here, that's
Sounds
right.
probably
Any
has a
app.
few.
This is from Hulk Hogan Doll Hair, who says 5 stars, great podcast. I wasn't going to watch Morbius, but how did this get made? Covered it, so I watched it, fell asleep, and woke up just in time to see Morbius floating like a bag of crisps in the wind and laughed myself to sleep. Weekly Planet is a great podcast too. Probably check it out. 5 stars, and this one's from Emmanuel 15, who says, years of listening, finally left a review. James and Meso are two of the best in the podcast game. These guys got me through 20 hours of driving for work a week for the past 3 years, plus early months of fatherhood where the days were particularly long. As a father, Mason knows and understands what early day babies are like, isn't that right, Mason?
Oh, no.
I now consider myself a movie expert thanks to them. Can I be the official movie evaluator now of the podcast? Went with a different name than the critics since that's technically you two. Thank you for so many kind reviews, people, from today and all.
Finally, someone called us a critic.
I know.
Somebody who just wasn't critical of us.
Don't be critical of us, by the way. We don't
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
we don't like that. We're very fragile, honestly.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Just be nice. Just be nice, please.
Be nice to us all the time.
Just be nice,
No
please.
matter what we say or think.
That's right. Folks, if you want to get into contact with the show, go to weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com. You can also go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group. You can go to the Weekly Planet Podcast subreddit and Discord.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the aforementioned Sarabi and Maisie and Fidel for keeping the things going down
Keeping it
there,
running.
battening down the hatches, doing the TikToks, doing all sorts of stuff. If you want to follow some people on the socials, first follow our friend Rob Collins. He's at Rob Collins on Twitter. He's at The Weekly Planet on Twitter. He'll keep you up to date on all the Weekly Planet comings and goings. You can follow myself at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter and Nick Meso on Instagram. James is Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere. If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. You can chuck in $1 or $500.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Traditionally, because there's 500 episodes, give us $1
$1 a month
per
every month.
episode every month, $500 a month.
Correct.
You could do that if you wanted to.
Correct.
No one can stop you
No.
if you're rich.
And they wouldn't.
If you're regular, you shouldn't do that.
No, I agree.
Or you can go to bigsandwich.co, sign up for $9 per month. You get bonus podcasts, movie commentaries, early videos, video game let's plays, all sorts of stuff, ad-free podcast feed. But I should mention, if you do pay $500 a month on Patreon, you will also get all that stuff.
That's correct.
So
That
it is an option. I'm
100%
just
true,
saying.
yeah.
Just saying. You know,
We're just saying.
we're just saying.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? What else, James? Thank you, The Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham, for all the musical themes. T-shirts are at tpublic.com. You search for The Weekly Planet, you'll find them.
We will.
You bloody find them. Don't worry about it.
And you find yourself.
You will find yourself.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Next week, Killers of Flower Moon. I'm just looking at these session times and working out if I can see it. I don't know if I can. We'll figure something out.
Hell yeah.
All right. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Let's do 500 more episodes right now. Don't you think?
We're not doing the think tanks. Settle down.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Settle down.
We'll do 200.
What do they have? Effort. What do we not have?
Effort.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everyone.